That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
Well, hello, everybody. Good evening out there in YouTube land. 9 people waiting. Well, hanging out. I didn't think there was that many people when I looked over into the chat and I saw back and forth just between 2 people. And I was kind of let down. But hopefully there are more people than that here. That now there are only 7. So not off to a great start, but that's okay. This was kind of an impromptu late announcement of the Bullshit podcast off topic Tuesday, because this is the Tuesday after Tinley Park, and it has not been easy getting people to be willing to do things with us here on Bullshit. Look, I'm not even I wasn't even ready for this, guys, because I was in there working on the machines and I rushed in here to get going with Nick on a pre-show, and then the pre-show sucked because he and I know each other too well, so we immediately went right to talking about things like good old pals. So try to let you guys stack up in here a little bit before I go ahead and run down the row. So I'm going to go through all the sponsor stuff first before I do all that. So why don't we do this? Why don't we talk about who's not listed in graphics here that I promised her she'd be up here? And that would be Eileen of Bravo Zulu Ball Pythons. I have completely decided to rearrange this because I don't like the way the sponsors things look on the side right here. So I'm just going to do it for next week. But Eileen will be getting some bonus sponsorship time on the Off Topic Tuesday episodes because she's not been displayed as of yet, because I'm just completely redoing this whole thing. So Eileen, thank you very much. Let's start back to Reptiles to You. ReptilesToYou.com, the official shipper of Exotics by Nature, which is my company, and the Bullshit podcast, which we don't really ship a whole lot of stuff. So we don't really need to use Reptiles to You a lot for Bullshit. But when you do use Reptiles to You as a reptile shipper, you get some of, why don't I say some of the best service in the industry? Since if I said the best service in the industry, after I saw as many people as I saw wearing red line shipping shirts in Chicago pictures, like the Tinley Park pictures look like if Mardi Gras only threw red line shipping shirts, Mardi Gras would look a lot like Tinley Park. Okay, so albeit red line shipping, you're covered. Ship your reptiles. It was really nice to see Chad's face there, repping the brand. I mean, you don't often get to see the ex-pro ball player ripping his business with the plebs like us, so it was nice to see Chad chiming in there. But really, I've gotten great service from Debbie Price at Reptiles to You. She's one of the owners, and she's also your service manager when you contact Reptiles to You for any service issues at all. Join Reptiles to You, and on your shipments, get 20% off using the coupon code BALL0922, capital BALL0922. And that's it for that. Save some money. Oh, yeah. Well, you can use it all in one, like a bunch of shipments on one day, and you can use it 3 times before the end of the year. MorphMarket.com. My MorphMarket sales have been a little slow, but that's probably because of all the great shows I've been missing going to. So I'm not going to say it's MorphMarket's fault, but it's probably mine that I'm not doing enough MorphMarket cheering here on the Bullshit podcast to get more of you going to it. So please go hit up MorphMarket.com next time you are looking for your next reptile, not just your next ball python. I know Dave Kaufman's ad that I was running for a while, which I still have to voice over one of my own, is focused mostly on ball pythons on MorphMarket, but I'd really like you to focus on all the other amazing categories of reptiles that are available. there. So go check out morphmarket.com. I know you guys do every day, all day. SeaSerpents.com, your source for rack systems, incubators, and accessories for those rack systems and incubators. He's a great guy. Hit him up if you need something. Exotics by Nature on MorphMarket. I keep adding animals. It seems like we're adding more than we're taking down right now. And that's probably the time of year, but I'd much rather not be a sign of the economy. So as I stated the other day, if you mention that you heard about the Exotics by Nature company on the Ballsh podcast, you will get 50% off your shipment. usark.org. Go love who loves you, as we all got to love on. Well, those of us that participated got to love on Mr. Phil a little bit this weekend in Tinley Park. Thank you for all of you that participated in Mike Stefani from Mike's Monitors, or Matt Edmonds' tribute to the almighty Phil. We can't thank him enough for all the work he's done to keep us all in business, really. I mean, it's been a decade, apparently, that he's been the president of USARK. Man, it just seems like a decade flew by since that fucking previous cocksucker was in control of USARK. I mean, it really does. That previous cocksucker was stated as in that previous person who happened to be a cocksucker, not that previous cocksucker, and that Phil is the secondary cocksucker to that cocksucker. That is not true. Phil, I do not think you are a cocksucker. Thank you. Just wanted to clear that up because, the wrong adjective in the wrong place could cause a lot of problems. Infinite Possible Pythons is sending me a t-shirt, I think. So hopefully I can rep Nathan a little bit stronger. He's always repping the expos that he's at on his Instagram page. John Woodruff, Mr. Woodruff, then succumbed to the Etsy signboard that Anna Kirby displayed uniquely at one show 3 weeks ago, and not uniquely anytime after that. But I will be offering you guys some very unique spins on these boards through my Hurricane Customs business, hopefully very soon. But check out John for being an awesome guy and always making great posts and repping his company well. Reptile Collective, Mr. Steve Beamer, hatching out quite a few ball pythons and some neat looking other things. He posted a pleco the other day for some reason, and now a scaleless corn snake. Check out Reptile Collective for not just ball pythons. Savage. The Savages. I'm not sure if they're here yet tonight since I haven't gone through the list yet, but I'm getting there. Thank you, Savages. Shane Kelly. I'm sure you're probably in there, or at least you might have popped in just to say hi before you have to go to work and do your thing that you do every day. But thank you for being awesome. And Joshua Strange, thank you for being awesome and being a supporter of the Ballsh podcast. And Bravo Zulu, who is specifically an off-topic sponsor, an off-topic Tuesday sponsor. By me, really nice to point out some, what is this? Red Dominican boas or whatever that she's got on here. It looks like, I don't know. Is that what that is? It's an Epicrates of some sort. But yeah, looks like some pretty new ball pythons going over there for our newest off-topic Tuesday sponsor. And now, before I bring Nick in, let's shout out to all the folks waiting in the chat. Damn, am I the only one in so far? Josh, it looks like you were the only one in right then. Followed shortly by May. Nice to see you, Mike. Back to you again, Raven. Good to see you. PCF Funny Royals. Savages. 4S's. Who else? Gillian, my buddy. Blake Lambert. Old World. Quirky. And Will's Hella Heat. He was here. He missed the first few minutes, but he was feeding. You didn't miss anything because it's almost the same shit that I say every single week. So I've got to be honest, man. I've been in here working like a bitch. I've got my first little reef aquarium show coming up this weekend, this Saturday, where I'm going to be selling some products, actually more or less displaying some products that we are innovating for the aquarium community. So it's been fun so far working on my machines. And tonight's guest, Nick, in fact, has some machining experience himself here recently. He's got into a couple small routers and stuff to try to build more reptile cages and further his business plans and everything. But yeah, I've just been kind of just trudging away, just trying to make some changes, make some new things and all that. Hey, Corbin, good to see you. Earl, what's up? And the ball python project. So all of like the regulars are pretty much here, right? So let's get into it. What's up, Nick?
How you guys doing over there?
Yeah, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. He's got the Florida snake shed going. I'm assuming that's where you guys are.
Right now we're in the shop with the CNC and Tristan.
Oh, you're where the CNC and shit is. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now,
I've never been to your place there. I passed your old house earlier this afternoon while I was on my way here.
Oh,
yeah. So everybody, Nick used to live literally like down the road. Like a mile past Tim Bailey's place, pretty much. Yeah. So like literally, it was like me and like Tim was this way and Nick was this way. It was a three-way go of it. But you didn't have that many snakes when you were here. You had a few, but you didn't have like what you have now.
Yeah,
right?
No,
nothing what you have now. No.
I think now we're at like 750-ish now.
That's a lot of animals.
It's a lot of
that's a lot of animals.
Feeding.
That's a lot of feeding. Yeah, for sure. And feeding bills and stuff. So yeah. Boats in the house. Aaron, always repping it. I thought you were taking a break from social media. What did you take a break for like 3 days? And then Tinley came and you just had to get back on it. I just saw that when he was like, I'm taking a break from social. I'm just going to be doing the page for Alan. What is that? What's it called? Creme de la Clutch, right? Did you see their packaging, bro? Like, let me just say this. If you're not packaging your snakes in a Creme de la Clutch velour bag, it's like the bag that Crown Royal comes in, but that's what his snake bag looks like. Like, it's over the top, bro. It's fucking insane.
That'd be pretty bad to see that.
4 fucking days. Yeah. Oh, man. You've just admitted you have a serious fucking problem, my friend. A serious problem. I can't seem to get away from podcasting for 4 days since I've done this stretch of, this is why you're on tonight. Because I was like, I asked Graham Battison to do a show tomorrow on a Monday, but late enough at night on a Monday that on a Tuesday, it was a Tuesday in the UK already. So he thought I meant Wednesday.
Oh,
and by the time he woke up, he's like, wait, you mean today? No, I can't do it today. And I'm like, well, yeah, I asked you yesterday, but I forgot about the time change. I mean, I realized the time difference. I just didn't recall what time of the day I actually messaged him that he said, fucking A, right, I'll do it. When he said that was already, like, it wasn't when I asked him. It was when he said, fucking A, right, I'll do it. That was when the day was clocked, right there.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like, fuck, man, I'm not going to have Graham. So hopefully next Tuesday, Graham can come on and give us his no holes barred on blood pythons and people that rip people off. Because I don't really know anybody better to talk to me about that thing than Graham Battison. I don't know. So, yeah.
You still have your bloods?
I don't have my bloods. I sold my bloods and I've already rebuilt my blood. Well, I started rebuilding my bloods. So I had some babies that were growing that were babies then. And then now they're let's see. I have some golden eyes and some slack lines that are some female slack lines that have size enough to maybe lay eggs next year, maybe.
Yeah.
And then I picked up at the New Orleans show that, you were in Atlanta for that Reptilian Nation show or whatever, which
fucking busy as shit up there too.
Yeah. All right.
He called me a couple weeks ago wanting to do a show. I told him either Slidell or Covington or Mandeville.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to step on Sean's toes so hard. But,
yeah,
I mean, like, it's going to really fuck them up if they do that. But whatever, man. I'm not in the show business. I'm not about to, start. I don't even have a show sponsor. I have plenty of show sponsors, but none of them are shows that sponsor this show. So I don't have to worry about this cocksuckery. I don't have to worry about this stuff. I don't. I got to tell my friends, hey, look, I'm here because I'm loyal to you here. And you can't possibly tell me if he doesn't put it on the same weekend at your show that I can't do it. The problem is lately they've been on the same fucking weekends as shows.
Well,
But I mean, weekends are weekends, bro. Like, what are you going to do? That's not the only show that's on that weekend. There's shows all over the country on those weekends.
Yeah, he's got the Houston show at the same time as Slidell. So, yeah, I got to do Slidell. I do pretty good in Slidell, and I like Sean and Lori. So,
yeah. I mean, and if I was to go do Houston and not do Slidell, that would not leave a good taste since that's one of the 2 herb shows a year that I actually do. You know, so like at that point, I'm almost thinking, damn, I don't know what I should do. like I really don't want to be that guy, right? Like I don't want to be that guy. And we'll obviously get more into the off topic of Hognose here in this conversation, but this isn't a bad conversation to get on.
Well, see,
like,
I've already
not going to make anybody really mad, I don't think.
I've already got 14 tables for Houston, so it's like, and then I got 2 tables for Slidell, so it's like,
well, yeah, but you buy in a group for Houston, right?
Yeah, I bought for myself, for Bob, for Jackie, Adeline, and I think Josh Pearce is going to join us from Atlanta as well. So, I mean, we've already got tables, and his stuff's all prepaid. So when you book it, you got to pay for it right then and there.
Right.
It's not like NRBC where you pay half and you pay half when you go to the show or whatever.
Right.
You pay right away for that next year's show. So we've already got 14 tables there. We've got 12 in West Palm.
Mm-hmm.
And West Palm's supposed to be a really good show. Then he has the one going to Dallas as well, or Fort Worth. I know Bob's going to that one, but I think Lafayette was that weekend, or I think it was Lafayette.
Yeah, Lafayette's that weekend.
Yeah, so I mean, I really hate fucking Sean and Lori because I love them so much. So it's like, you know, what do you do? It's a fine line you got to work with.
Yeah, I'm Slidell leaves me for a number, like, you know, because I sleep in my own bed, right? So like that takes a huge expense off of it, and then like setting up and being able to bring the products and stuff with us. But man, like, you guys realize how hard that is when you're making a career out of this, and you end up with shows that hit the same weekend, and there are 2 people you want to do business with. There are 2 people that both run good show circuits and both run good things. And then you have to pick one over the other. And it's undoubtedly going to leave the one that you don't pick thinking you like him less.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's fucking fucked. Like, it's so fucked. It's such a fucking screw. It really is.
Honestly, if Tristan was old enough, I'd drop him off in Slidell and say, hey, do this show.
Yeah, come do Slidell. Get fucking Nick to get tables next to me, and come have Tristan do it with us next to us. And do it like that. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. You know,
yeah, I go hit up Houston and have 2 shows going. I mean, that's it. That'd be ideal, but
oh yeah, that's the best of both worlds. But that isn't how that works. You know, Old World, what's up? Soda, what's up? Stephen Cowles, what's up? CRM, Snakes for the Memories. Quite a few more. Good to see all these people in here. Now we're up to almost 30. Well, yeah. So you're gonna go the Herps route. Because if you switch on me, man, I'm going to be fucking mad at you.
No,
you're like, yeah, Sean's going to stay with you, Sean, so that I could go do Houston.
Well, I already had to cancel. I already had Atlanta, so it's like, you know, I don't want to cancel.
Yeah, it's kind of an
2 in a row and fuck them. I mean, so.
Well, and let's be honest here. 5 hours added to your trip also makes it a much longer trip.
Especially when you're driving solo, and it's like, you know, you fucking do a show all day long. Get out of the show at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock when you load your vehicle up, and then drive 13 hours home.
Right. Even the most established semi-truck driver is not good at this.
No, right? You get tired of shit.
No, and at least as a semi-truck driver, you could say that you made your maximum hours for the day, and that, sorry, buddy, you're taking a rest. Mm-hmm. But as a snake breeder, you don't get those. You don't get those. You know, and yeah, thanks for the love, dude. Absolutely. That bag is ridiculous. You're making everyone look awful with that fucking box, with your fucking black styrofoam. You're like the reptile, I mean, the coral guys that must pack in black styrofoam. It's black styrofoam. Do you have black pillow stuffing too, though? That's what I want you to find, my friend.
Oh, shit.
Alan Hernandez, I pose you with that fucking challenge to find black dyed pillow stuffing to go with your black satin bag and your fucking black styrofoam. I do love the packaging, though. It choked the fuck out of me. It totally choked me. But you know what I did was I thought for a minute, Nick. I thought, this fucking guy with this fucking with this creme de la clutch, this fucking guy makes this box. He packs it up. He puts it. And you know what the customer does? They put the snake in a tub. They throw the bag and the box in the garbage can.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Well, you know what, though? I will give you this one, my boy. I'll give you this one. You have completely eradicated the reuse of the bag thing. No one is reusing that bag. No one is. Everyone's like, oh, I'll be fucking goddamned if I'm going to give this dude's name out and show that his snake bags look this gangster. I'm going to burn this snake bag after I get it like it's got Nido. You know what I mean? Like take it out and burn that motherfucker up before it makes you look bad, before it makes everybody else look bad. Oh, man, seriously, it was something else. Ring, what's up, Ring?
Hey, so I've been bending with Ring. It's Matt Ring out of Orlando. He's a pretty good guy, dude. He came in 19 and came in hard and strong, dude. He's got a bunch of DG stuff and DG combos. He's got some good shit, bro. And he breeds his own rodents too, so
that's good.
He's still a full-time officer and still breeds snakes too. So.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah. All right. 19 in 19.
Yeah, he came in at 19.
I was misunderstanding. I thought you said he was 19, not he came in 19. No, dude. Okay. All right. So,
he's actually he's a year younger than me, so he's like 38, 39, something like that.
Yeah, I've seen the logo around. So yeah.
Yeah, he and I've been together. We were in New Orleans earlier this year.
Oh yeah, right. That was it. That'd be why I remember it. That'd be why I remember it. He was the one with the banner. Yep. Okay.
The big ass banner. Yeah.
Yep. I remember. Yes, indeed. So, missed who at Tinley? You didn't miss me at Tinley because I was there and you didn't see me. I'm kidding. I wasn't there.
That's Steven. He missed me in Tinley.
Missed you in Tinley. Yeah, well. Yeah, they missed you in Tinley because you weren't there to take some of their money from them. They didn't miss you.
That's Junior's show right there, man.
Yeah, Junior's show. But Junior's right at the fucking table at the front door, for Christ's sake. I mean,
yeah.
How could you not kill it when you're right there at the front door of the biggest show in the country that nobody wants to walk to the back of?
I tried getting tables for it, but yeah, that's like someone has to die for me to get in there, dude.
You might want to highlight the fact that you have more ball pythons right now on your MorphMarket accounts than you do hognose. That's not helping you get into Tinley.
I've been too lazy to put them up.
That's been that. Yeah, you got to get your hognose and stuff up because that's gonna get that kind of shit will get you into Tinley because there's at some point going to be the inevitable. Not another ball python guy, not another ball. And I hate to say that because I still think that there should have been a ball python show, but that's just me. Whatever.
Honestly, the reptilian guy, he's limited down to only a certain amount of ball python guys coming in. Like once he hits that number, you can't get in.
That's it. You're not getting in. That's
supposed to make it equal for everybody else. Like why have 200 fucking ball python guys there?
Well, you got 200 ball python guys that want to pay the fee to get in there. Then you got people that, I don't know. I mean, at some point, you have to understand that the show promoter has to step in.
Oh yeah.
On that. And I mean, I think it's tragic and kind of terrible almost in some cases that it's not just like a free market society. And there you go. Look, dude, there's only 3 hognose tables at Tinley and they were swamped. You would have gotten rid of every one if you went. Dude, I mean, honestly,
I sold him his first hognose in Knoxville.
Yeah, he rolled. Yeah, he says that back here. My boy Nick sold my first hognose. Yes, indeed. Caught that. Sorry, I ran over that, but caught that. 5 vendors. Okay, he was corrected. 5 vendors.
Well, I know Tom was there. Junior was there. I'm trying to think who the other 3 would be, but I'm sure if I asked around, I could find out pretty quickly. But
yeah.
I just didn't have the fucking permits for Illinois either, and
Yeah, because Hognose in
legalities.
Illinois are very funny, and at least they allow them now. Because the longest time in the earlier days of the show, if I'm not mistaken, they didn't allow them.
Yeah, same thing as Colorado. I mean, you get hemmed up and go to jail like fucking Barchak. So
Right.
you
So what
can't
is
fuck
it
around.
now? Like, what's the permit system now? Jeff Nemanius? Yeah, Jeff Nemanius. Lil
Oh
Jeff.
yeah.
Lil Jeff. Lil Jeff. Miss Lil Jeff. Miss the fuck out of Lil Jeff. Lil
He
Jeff's
was
the
on
bomb.
there Daytona, wasn't he?
Oh, I'm sure he was. He always was in Daytona, but I wasn't there either. So I didn't go to anything. I've not gone to anything. I'm not going to a single thing. I don't know
You
why.
missed the good old come in late and fucking cut us out early on Daytona. That was awesome.
I
Bro. Let me
talked
tell
all
you.
about it on this. I talked all about it on this, and absolutely the case with Wayne Hill opening at 9:15, bro. It's the best show in the world. It opens at 9. It opens at 9:15. Absolutely every fucking time, every motherfucking time.
Fuck,
Not
it
a
was damn
motherfucking
near.
time once that main hall didn't open up at 9 o'clock. Not one motherfucking time.
Yeah, it was damn near 10 o'clock for they opened our side over there, and then fucking cut us down at 4:20, 4:30. So it's like people were there buying. They're saying, "Get the fuck out, go home." We're like, "Well, wait a minute here. We're still trying to make sales. What the hell?"
Oh, you guys want me to do the Wayne impression? Yeah. No, I want to go back.
That was
You
a
guys
pretty good one.
Motherfucking why? I know it's a good impression. I know it's dead on a good
After
impression.
years of
Everybody asks me,
experience with them,
huh?
after years of hearing them, I'm sure you've had time to perfect it.
Nah, I'm actually pretty good at. I'm actually pretty fucking good at doing a lot of impressions. It's just that not a lot of people are okay with me doing them. That's all.
Yeah.
That's okay. But I mean, hey, if you can see it as comedy, then it's fine.
Oh yeah.
Like it's perfectly fine. But it is what it is.
You're
Wayne's
just
is
busting
fun.
balls. I mean, it is
Wayne's
what it
is
is.
fun
Man.
to do. Wayne's is a lot of fun to do. But yeah, so it was always typical of him to do that. And I mean, again, like the time I went and did the show where I was in the very back room and my tables were next to a bunch of windows and doors that could just be opened with a pry bar and you could steal all my shit inside of 5 seconds. Everything could be stolen before anyone would arrive. Like even if every alarm, it does not matter. If you were to walk up to the fucking side of the building, okay, and 15 feet away, an alarm tripped and sounded, you could get in the doors, get to my booth, and steal everything I have before the sound would reach the beach. That's
Good
how
God.
close to the shittiest, most non-secure glass doors I was in 2006 when that cocksucker bumped me out to the back hallway. Now, wait. Saturday night, now I told this story a few weeks ago, and I said I brought the kitchen sink with us. We brought everything. We had to have 400,000, 300, 200. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of animals we had on the table. It was a lot of money. It had the best of the holdback boas, the best of the holdback ball pythons, just for display.
Yeah.
And on Saturday at 4:55, when they announced that they were closing and they were going to start the sweep, we were packing animals up to bring them back to the Hilton with us Saturday night. And Wayne's bouncer, the dude that can't walk anymore.
Yeah.
He's so big, his legs don't work. He's always sitting. The guy that's now all nice and friendly that spent all of his younger years being a hot-headed fucking like white supremacist like prick. Yeah, fucking absolute foot soldier type prick. This motherfucker tells me that if I bring an animal back to my room from my table, that Wayne Hill will not allow me to come back next year.
The fuck?
And I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that Wayne is going to personally guarantee me all of the safety of these animals by these windows? That they won't get overheated, underheated, stolen, or otherwise? I was not aware that he would guarantee me by way of $200,000-$300,000. In fact, you tell him until he gives me a blank check that's signed to hold on to, these animals are mine, and I'm bringing them wherever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
Period. And I rolled out. And Wayne came beelining and he said, "This is a fine way to be sure you're not invited back next year." And I was like, Wayne, do you understand the value of these animals, dude? There are people in this show today that were pissed that they couldn't give me $20,000 for one of these animals. You don't think they'll come pop a fucking door? Yeah, it's never happened until it happens to me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm taking them back to my room. And that was really what bothered me the most about it was like, what allowed a show promoter to tell me that I wasn't allowed to take the shit back? You know, like that was crazy. So, I mean, it's Wayne. Right, he has been as non-pliable of a show promoter as has been, which is why NARBC is what it is. I mean, yeah, Bob and Brian work hard. They work real fucking hard. But that doesn't change the fact that Wayne and them left the door wide open for them. Wide fucking open. And you know exactly why, dude.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, you set up an NARBC. What time? Wait. What time did you leave Friday on setup? 5 o'clock.
It was
5 o'clock.
Are you doing Daytona or Arlington?
Yeah, Daytona.
Oh, fuck yeah. We were out of there
5
early.
o'clock.
Dude. Yeah.
5 o'clock. That's it. 5 o'clock. What about the guys that have to drive 30 hours from the other side of the country? 5 o'clock.
Oh, they're fucked. Yeah.
5 o'clock.
When I was in Arlington, we were out of there by 8-ish.
8. Yep.
Yeah,
8 o'clock on an NARBC,
like,
8 o'clock at a Herp show, 8 o'clock at any decent show on a Friday.
Yeah, and actually, I was there talking to a customer Friday and they came back the next day and spent like $9,000 with me. And if I didn't sit there and talk to them that Friday night, they would have fucking hauled ass and with somebody else. You know what I mean? So
probably. Yeah, probably. You know, so yeah, man. I mean, that goes to show all you guys that aren't very like hardcore show goers and show vendors and stuff. This is a lot of you know, he has another white supremacist meathead bouncer there now too. I have no doubt, Alan. I have no doubt at all that is the case. You know, and it's just the type of people that attracts. You know, so so Hognose, like I mean, I remember when you started talking about getting into them, and I thought I was pretty encouraging, other than the fact that I told you I would never do them again. But like I told you that all my friends that were doing them were making a lot of money. You know.
Yeah, you were saying screw that. They didn't work for you. That you would never.
They didn't work for me. I would never do them again. But I mean, they worked great for some of my friends, man. I mean, they worked great. So like, and we were talking about that, and I want to get down to that. Like, I want to get down on that in this fucking episode. Like, I want to know everything that you do with a Western Hognose that I didn't do, like, or that I did too much of or not enough of. I want to know.
Honestly,
like,
I just keep it, you know, the kiss philosophy, keep it simple, stupid. You know, I keep the fucking temperature, the heat at 84, 85, and the room, I keep my snake room at like 78 to 79, depending on how hot the day is outside. So, I mean, just like a fucking corn snake, I don't fucking get them hot or anything.
No, but are you drying them out more than the average bear?
So I keep them on the shaved aspen, and I make sure I clean.
Oh, you froze a little bit. Oh, please tell me it's him frozen and it's not my internet frozen. We'll get back with Nick. Hopefully it's just Nick. Somebody pipe up and tell me if it's just Nick. If not, it could be me. I hope it's not me. No, there he is. He's back.
You're there? Sorry about that.
Back. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it wasn't me. I was worried it was us. But yeah. So yeah, what about like humidity?
Shaved aspen. Humidity, it's the
you said shaved aspen and you change it, and that's when you froze.
Yeah, so I pick up the shit, but they shit a couple times a week, man, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm feeding, the babies are fed every 4 to 5 days. The females, when they're breeding, they're fed the same kind of schedule, just because they're going through so much work. The males are once a week, bro. Like, I don't want a fat male. I learned that from you a long time ago, where big ass males like me don't do a good job fucking. So, you know, you want them lean and fucking happy. So,
yeah, it helps a little bit.
Yeah. So, and I don't typically get a big female either. I mean, I've seen people say you got to have them at 250 to 300 grams. Dude, they're not that big in the wild. Like, I just don't give them that big. So,
Yeah, when you say like a 250 to 300 gram hog nose, that seems really excessive.
Yeah, because they're found in
You
the
know?
wild, grab it at 120 grams.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they're not a big
Yeah.
fucking snake, dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, some localities are probably bigger than others,
Yeah.
but typically speaking, they're not really big. So I
Right.
breed I breed mine at like 180 to 200, maybe 250, but the big females usually don't do that well for me anyway. So
So my problem was always the swelling in the scent glands.
yeah, so
That was always my problem.
I've
That
got a
was always my culprit. And then having infertile clutches because I'm assuming that the males couldn't copulate properly, couldn't
so
lock
I've
properly.
learned that they don't breed like a corn snake, king snake, or even a ball. Like, you want to do one male to one female, and just
Right.
leave his ass in there until you see her getting ready to lay her eggs. Leave his ass in there,
Okay.
except for feeding, obviously. When you get feeding, they take them
Is
out.
that pretty much unilaterally what you find people in your side of it have done? Like that's what Junior's doing, that's what
Yeah,
Little Jeff's doing, that's what everybody's doing?
yeah. So I've
Yeah.
talked to all the big boys, and you might stretch it out to 1.2, but anything more than that, your fertility goes way down, dude, and it just becomes
I
a
think that was probably
bullshit.
our problem.
Yeah, I mean, like, you take a ball, breed to 10 different females, you're good to
Well,
go.
no, we weren't doing that with hognose, but
Yeah,
we were definitely doing corn snake like 1 to 5s. You know, we were definitely doing
yeah,
1 to 5s. That's
yeah.
for
My
sure.
corns, I do that with the corns, but yeah, the hogs, yeah, they don't do well like that, man. So
They don't copulate fast enough and reliably enough.
another big thing is a lot of people always hit me up saying, "Hey, can I buy an adult female?" And I always tell them, "You don't buy adult females, dude. Like, you find an adult female for sale, there's a reason for she's for sale. Unlike a ball python or a corn,
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
it's different. So I mean, after learning that learning curve of it, it's been okay, but it's that learning curve that
So you feel that was a learning curve for you? You bought a bunch of grown females and stuff and just didn't succeed?
I didn't heed the warning, bro. Like, I was like, oh, they're just
Yeah.
trying to fuck with me. Like,
Mm,
what the hell ever. So I
yeah.
bought some, and I learned the hard way, dude. So I was like, well, I guess they
Yeah.
weren't lying to me. Like, they were honestly telling me the truth. So fuck.
Hang on a minute. I'm gonna bring Alan's comment up here real quick back to the Daytona thing. He said he told a bunch of vendors that they could not hold their own snakes at their table unless they were actively showing them to a customer and couldn't take long making the sale either. Boy, how fucking scared of Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission are you? If you got your guys at shows doing that to vendors. I mean, honestly, the guy I was talking about that always sits in the chair. Um, The last time I ever saw him really mouth off hard to somebody was to Greg Graziani when he told Greg that he couldn't wear his name tag, his
Oh
name
shit.
badge down on his leg, like by his belt. He had to wear it high on his chest where everybody could see it.
Oh god.
That
Yeah.
was not a good moment. Greg was just like, yeah, you go tell Wayne that Greg Graziani said that he wants him to come over here and tell him where the fuck he needs to put his name tag. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, that was one of those moments when like, dude figured he knew who he was and Wayne was, and nobody else in that show mattered. And that's the same guy that Brian almost got into it with. That's probably as unhinged as I've seen Bar Chat.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, unhinged, like he was contemplating whether or not he could hit the guy and run away fast enough. I mean, because there's no fucking way that me or Brian or anybody is laying that guy out. With a 2x4 and my back still good, I can do it. But
Yeah.
that's about it. I mean, with short of a 2x4, and I do mean a good 6 foot from the motherfucker with it, when I swung it, a full
Yeah.
length 2x4. There was no chance I was knocking that dude out. And Brian, he was rushing Brian to hurry up and leave. And Brian was trying to finish putting snakes away. And he was not having it. And he was stressed at the moment. And he was and the dude was just like, listen, I'm going to tell you one more time. And Brian was like, you motherfucker. And he come unglued. That was before snake bites was even a thought, though. I mean, this was
Okay.
not even way before the cameras, bro. This is way
Oh
before the
shit.
cameras. And honestly, it's one time that it's only one time in my life that I've ever witnessed him lose it. like lose it like that. And he deserved every bit of losing it, though. Okay, this is not a Brian Barczyk bitch problem rant. This is an absolute, that big motherfucker deserved to have his ass kicked for the way he was being to someone who's vended that show since the very first show. And so that's just disgusting. It's really the reason why I don't feel so bad about not doing the show anymore. I mean, even if it's a good time, like it's a great drive and it's a good time. But I don't know. It's such a shit show. And Raven, look, it's not like that everywhere. Daytona is really the only one that still operates on that my rules, you know, my way or the highway type shit. Like Wayne's the only game in the whole country that still works that way. No one else would make it. No one else would make it. No one else would make it. And no one else in their right mind would put a fucking show in Florida other than Repticon. You know, other than Wayne and Repticon. Well,
Reptilian did. He did fucking awesome in West Palm. Like,
oh well, yeah, you said West Palm. Yeah, you said West Palm did one. You know, but see, he should do an Orlando show. He should be the one to take Florida back.
Well, he's looking at doing Tampa.
Oh, Tampa would be fine because it's a great airport. As long as we have a great airport, that's all we need is a great airport. It without a great airport, the Florida show is lost. Like, that's it.
He's more or less worried about the hurricanes, and I was like, dude, you'll be all right. Like, just fucking come.
What about an off-season show? What about a fucking May show, June show, or something?
Well, he was looking in November in Tampa for some reason.
Yeah, that's risky.
I mean, I don't know why November, but
well, I mean, it also has to do with what's available to him. So, all right, we'll go back to Hognose.
Well, he was worried about being cold too. And I'm like, dude, we're in fucking Florida.
You're in Florida.
I was like, cold my dick, bro.
Where is he from? Where is he from?
Cali. He's from Cali.
He must be a fucking numbskull then.
He's out there in Cali, bro.
He must be an idiot then. Oh my God, cold in Florida? What?
Yeah.
What?
In Tampa at that, bro.
Ooh.
Like,
yeah, Tampa, Florida. No,
and fucking and Christmas in Miami, you're still hitting 85, 88, 90. I mean, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That was a trip.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. So, I mean, I know you're happy you chose Hognose now.
Oh God, yeah, man. Honestly, I enjoy their scales a lot, like their personalities, their scales.
Oh yeah, there's so much cool intricacies about Hognose.
Hey, so that Billy guy right there, we're actually sitting in the building I got from him. He sells utility buildings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he breeds carpet pythons over here.
Oh, okay. He breeds carpet pythons and sells reptile buildings to reptile people.
There you
I
go.
sure hope you sell a lot more buildings to non-reptile people.
I'm actually looking at him to do a 24 by 26 metal building so I can put things in there and just have
those look so cool, man. Those frames that you just throw up. Like, that still looks so cool. Like, I would totally do that shit if I was doing something now, not do these wooden buildings that I did.
Well, this one right here is the metal building, and the snake building is a wooden building.
Yeah.
Now, the one I'm looking at now is going to be, like I said, 24 by 26, maybe bigger. Just it'd be a metal on a concrete slab. I want to have like a drainage in the floor where I can just hose the floor down.
Yeah. And, is that for rodents?
No, that's for snakes. Dude. Yeah, snakes. For snakes. But Tristan just pulled one of those corn snakes out.
Yeah. So, Hognose, you did some ball pythons. You were doing ball pythons before you left here.
Yeah, actually, when I left there, I pretty much like dwindled down the balls like damn near completely. So I was down to like 20 balls.
Yeah,
and just amassing a bunch of hogs, and I was keeping a whole bunch of holdbacks, and I think right now I'm at like 450 hogs. So
that's a lot.
I mean, I enjoy them a lot more. Plus, I enjoy the colubrids because you get 3 months off.
Yeah, that's for me the thing with the colubrids now is just that having the time in the collection to have the break with the adults, with feeding and maintenance and all that. It's really nice to be able to catch up on stuff in the winter and all that. So for all those ball python people out there that are looking for the next other thing, I think Hognose are definitely strong consideration.
Very much so. I mean, I've got one that's called Cinnamon, and it's very few people in the world have any. It just randomly fucking popped up, dude. So
really,
the guy in Spain was offered like 20 grand. Tristan was like, "You gonna sell it?" I'm like, "Fuck no! I'll make more of the babies, bro." So we're gonna hold that bad boy back and just try to,
for sure,
make some money on. Then I gave Tristan all my corns. He was showing interest, like he got the corns and some cresteds, and
right.
I mean, I just enjoy them more. But I also miss some of the balls. So that's why I kind of got back into the balls, but I bought into like the more higher end stuff. You know what I mean? Like the DGs, the Sunsets, the Monsoons.
Well, I mean, when you're going to reptile shows with Bob Vu and all of them fun people that he hangs with, it's not too hard to get a hold of some really nice ball pythons really quick. And probably, I would probably even have a hard time fighting the urge to get into ball pythons if I was around that level of ball python again. From the pictures that I've seen, some of the photos that I saw from Tinley, I do think ball pythons are off the chain. I do think they're a lot further than I ever thought they would be. I definitely do. I don't have, I'm going to tell you straight up, dude. My collection was antiquated as fuck. If I would have stayed, like I fucked up not reinvesting it right back into ball pythons and going with the fish store thing. And then, but whatever. I could say that I tried a whole nother dream and lived that whole other dream and had that whole other experience. And I can't replace that. Now, having said that, I was a dumb fuck for not buying right back into ball pythons.
But remember, we tried telling you that, but we didn't want to crush your dreams either. Where
no. Some people tried telling me that, and honestly, it would not have made a difference. Nothing would have made a difference. You could have crystal balled this all, and it wouldn't have made a difference.
Well, remember you were concerned that you said not to get too deep, but you were worried about you were going to not be much longer, and you wanted to have that one last hurrah for the fish tank.
Kind of did. Well, and kind of still. I'll be honest, dude. Kind of still feel that way, man. But I got a feeling I'm gonna be around for a long time, just in a whole lot of pain and a whole lot of stuff. That's all. But yeah, you're probably right. I think well, a lot of my close friends like you would have said to me that if you would have kept ball pythons much longer, you probably would have killed yourself. That's what Earl said. Earl's like, bro, you'd probably be dead right now. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have let that happen. But I needed something else to go run off to, and just to find more death and struggle there. And not where I want to be. I could definitely go make money at it though. You know what I mean? Like I could make money at it. It's just, do I want to make money at it? At this point, I don't know. Like I had the attrition in that store was really bad, and not all of our faults, obviously, because I've been keeping stuff forever. So, I know how to keep stuff. It's not that. It's just the way shit comes. I kind of
thought maybe might have been the spot you were at. You were kind of like off in the cut a little bit.
No, business was good. COVID business was good. COVID business was strong. It was, Hurricane Ida killing fucking all my livestock and not having insurance money from it. That would have been more to blame for anything. And then otherwise just trying to keep the reptile business going as well, right? Because like at that point, sacrificing one for the other, if I had to sacrifice one for the other, I think I would have rather it been this way.
Yeah.
That's all. You know what I mean? Like if I had, because I weighed it, if I had to weigh it and I'd be like, all right, I'm going to sacrifice one thing I love and go over to like one thing for the other thing. Fish people are not good. Like it's not. I don't want to say fish people are not good people. That's not what I mean to say.
They're very technical.
It's not a community like we have. It's not a take care of your own. Like if you could be like the baddest motherfucker in the fish world, Nick. And if you broke your back or got brain cancer or something, you're not like a bunch of people are going to say, man, we're really sorry. We hope.
Hate it for you, bye.
Like, no, some people will raise money for you, but like your GoFundMe looks like this, like with 50 times the people, 100 times the people, 100 times the money floating around, even though I know that's kind of hard to think about with high-end snakes. But like there's that much more cash flow in that
Well, it's
hobby
more
than anywhere else.
acceptable to have salt water than it is to have some kind of snake. I mean, a doctor's office will have salt water where you
Right.
won't have a fucking boa sitting there or some shit.
Yeah, and at the same time, like, part of me feels that, like, I just that reptiles can never be that mainstream. Like, I'm not saying they won't, or that I hope they won't be, or that I just don't think they can be. Like, maybe when our kids are grown, if there's still an economy, if there's still grocery stores, and you're not just like going to your neighbors and killing them for whatever they have in their house. You know, I got a feeling that we're going down that Walking Dead universe fast without just saying zombies, but no zombies around, but the Walking Dead is loud and clear. But, like, do you really think, tell me, give it to me. Do you think the mainstream hobby can get to that point? So, like, I read some motherfucking post the other day where some jackass actually seems to think that there'll be as many ball pythons in American houses as dachshunds or something.
Oh, yeah. Well,
and I just don't fucking think so, you know. I think if you count all the ball pythons in one American home and count those as American homes, as single snakes, like, you have 700 hognose, therefore 700 Americans have hognose.
Yeah.
701 Americans have hognose. But really, I mean, like, where do you think it is?
I think it's been changed a lot lately with, you know, with all the YouTube shit. And
well, yeah, COVID shutdown, lockdown, TikTok, you know, Twitch, people getting paid. Yeah. You know, I mean, yeah, to the point to where we actually had an animal fucking animal. What am I trying to? You know what I'm trying to say? Creator convention.
Oh, Animal Con, yeah.
Like, to the point to where we had a fucking show for animal video makers before we had a ball python only show.
Yeah.
Which I thought I would see a ball python only show first, but. Then again, if COVID hadn't happened, I don't think that would have happened. I really don't. I think many people were forced to stay home and watch stupid shit, and that many people were forced to stay home and do stupid shit. And I think that's exactly the cause of all of that. I don't think that none of that shit would have blown up, and I got a good feeling that I know who's behind COVID at this point.
Who's that?
I think Jeff Bezos and whoever owns TikTok and Twitch are behind COVID. I truly believe that. I think Bezos released it. I don't know what you think. I think Bezos paid a little Chinese kid to run to a market and sneeze on something, and that was it. Like, that was really it. Like, that because if you think about just the financial gain of that one man alone, and you're telling me that was not in his wheelhouse.
Oh, yeah.
That was definitely in his wheelhouse.
When everybody was at home.
Content creators. Yeah, sorry. I don't mean to call them whatever. Streamers, whatever the fuck they are.
During that whole COVID thing,
I guess what I am right now. Right?
I was out driving for fucking Amazon, dude. So, I mean, I stayed busy the whole COVID. I was always in the truck running, dude. So,
yeah, you were always driving. Honestly, dude, I ran my business like a normal business on a normal day. I didn't wear a mask. I went to work every day. I went shopping when I wanted to. I didn't wear a mask there either. You know, I didn't give a fuck about anything at all. I just did my life and did my thing, and it worked for me. You know,
I didn't wear a mask at all. I went to Miami all the damn time, and
honestly, here we are getting blacklisted from sales by any libertarians. You know,
honestly, like, if he was going to kill me, he was going to kill me. I didn't give a shit. I'm not going to fucking.
That's kind of how I looked at it. I was kind of hoping for maybe, I don't know, my family wouldn't have to say the long goodbye, and then they would get paid.
Oh shit!
They would get life insurance for my medical mishaps. But yeah, man, I mean, it seemed like a normal time to me. It just was real busy, and a lot of people were very awkward acting.
Well, they had that free money and shit, so.
And that did huung things for the industry. For every industry, though.
Dude, you would post a snake on MorphMarket and it'd be gone 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
Not anymore, but back then it would.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, we were rolling through last year we did really well with colubrids stuff.
Yeah.
You know, compared to where we are this year, it's a polar opposite thing. It's
Yeah,
definitely
my
opposite there.
MorphMarket is pretty much just fell flat on its
It's
face.
fell flat on its face, but and I'm right there with you. I mean, I know I could say that, you know.
But I've also spoke to several big people like Levinston, Chad Hogger, Bob.
Are
Everyone
they saying the
has
same
slowed
thing?
down. Yeah, everyone has.
Yeah, everyone
they're,
has slowed
they're
down.
still getting some sales because they have so many animals, but they've slowed down a lot.
Like considerably slowed. And I don't think that's MorphMarket. I think that's the economy.
Yeah, it's the economy, 100%, dude. I mean, so I told a buddy of mine, right now it's time you want to buy. They're gonna be selling their collections at dirt fucking cheap.
Yeah.
And if it's something you need or want, don't just go buy shit to have shit.
Right.
You're gonna buy the high dollar shit.
Yeah, you probably have to wait like
another year or so.
Well, I hope not another year. I hope it's on a reversal, you know, by then. So, you know, you have this Thursday, the CPI data comes out again. Those investors, who's savvy, who's in the chat that's investing, whether you're investing in crypto or the Dow or the NASDAQ, it doesn't much matter to me.
I'm still
whether you're buying Forex, whether you're buying anything, because that CPI data comes out Thursday. Where do you think it's going to be? Do you think our inflation has worsened or lightened since 3 weeks ago, Tuesday, or whenever the last CPI data was? I think it's worsened.
I think it's worsened.
I think it's worsened. And I think that they are still not claiming that we are in a recession right now.
That's because it's going to hurt them. That's why they're not claiming it, dude.
However, the recession will, like they say that recessions typically last around 300 days from the date that they state that they end, I guess, to the date they go back to the beginning and say this is when it started, right? And so the big thing right now that I've heard is that the reason that while the economy has worsened and inflation has increased, that they don't want to really make any solid, I don't know what I'm trying to say, forecasts for what's going to happen, is because unemployment is actually very low. Okay. So that's where we're at. But it's really that low. But when it costs you more money to live than you make at work, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You work to be unemployed, right? Like if you follow what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
When you're done with your text messaging.
I'll just read some of the comments, dude.
Oh yeah, good. Read the comments. Good. Because I've been reading the comments along with, because it's hard to just read them in here. You can't read them in StreamYard for some fucking reason. I can
read them, but I can't respond to them.
You can't respond to them.
Yeah,
you can respond here to them. Respond out loud to them. Because I'll pull them up on the screen if you want, and you can respond to them. But yeah, definitely worsening. Definitely stocks going down. You know, and all that stuff. But they're saying that they won't say that it's a recession yet because the unemployment numbers are so low. But I don't necessarily know when the turning point is. But I got to tell you, Thursday, I don't have much money, but I might place some shorts if I felt it last time, like a few weeks ago, and I was like, you know, I really want to like short Bitcoin today or ETH today or short something today, you know, hedge against something today, you know, because I think it's going to go bad because my MorphMarket numbers are telling me when to invest. You know what I mean? Like my MorphMarket numbers are telling me that this Thursday is going to be a bloodbath. So if you can short anything, that this Thursday is not going to be good. But I mean, that's only if it's above 8.3. But we don't have to go down that road anymore because most people in the reptile department don't give a fuck about that.
Are you still sitting on some crypto?
I am sitting on that much. No, I'm sitting in stablecoin right now on 1/10 of what I had. So 1/10 of what I invested. So no, I'm way down. I'm down 90%. You know, I'm down 90% of invested amount. I'm down I can't even tell you on where I was. I mean, because my little bit was up to like, I mean, I had only put in like $5,000 and it was up. I had almost done like 50 grand off of it, but it didn't pan out. So whatever. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. Right? It happens. It is what it is. And so, I mean, reptile stock wise, The biggest problem right now is rodents, man. How are you doing in rodents? We are not doing well on rodents either here. We are having a hard time buying and having a hard time producing. Hopefully the heat breaking will help.
So Matt Ring breeds, and he hooks me up pretty well. And then on the side of this 12 by 30 building, I built an outside open air breeding, and Tiffany's been taking care of that. So I had to school her on what an actual small is, because she was giving me large and jumbo, saying there were smalls. And I'm like, my ball python's going to eat this shit. So, and then I showed her what the size was today, and she goes, "That's just a baby." I was like, "No, that's the size I need. I'm sorry."
Rats or mice?
I'm doing both out there.
Okay.
It's still a little too hot for the mice, dude. Like they like it cooler, dude. So.
Oh yeah.
And then
you really got to air condition mice, right?
Yeah, and then Billy Rice. Like I said, I told you in the pre-show, I met him this weekend, and he has a pretty big operation. So if I can't produce enough and Matt doesn't have enough, I can go up there to Billy's house, and he has a lot of stuff too. So
that's
so
good.
far I'm okay right now. I mean, it did get a little wishy there for a little bit, but
well, you know where we're at over here. Nobody raises shit here.
Since you lost Flavius,
yeah. Since Coast Mice shut down, nobody raises shit here.
He was good, dude. So if he told you he was going to do it,
honestly, wait, he was great before you even knew, because you knew him after he was buying all the rats from people that were producing for him.
Yeah,
he wasn't producing all that shit for himself. That's the thing. When Flavius was producing everything, medium and all that, it was incredible. It was incredible. I mean, there is no way in the world that we can come close to that quality again.
What about your buddy over in Baton Rouge?
Luke is struggling with it.
Is he?
Struggling with numbers, struggling with not that he's not trying. I mean, he's driving and buying what he can and all that stuff, but production's just not there, I guess. I mean, it's tragic. It really is. Like we're about to start stuff out here. Me and Corbin are about to start stuff out here again, just because I can't keep doing it. There's no way in the world we can keep up.
You still have your breeding rooms there, the shout out back and the.
Yeah, I still have all the rooms. I mean, I don't have them going. I have the inside rooms got mice in it, but that's it. Okay. We haven't been breeding rats in a long time because we got rid of all the balls. But
you haven't really had a need for them. You got colubrids.
I haven't really had a need for them, no. But I mean, like I look back while I was getting on that earlier. I look back on the ball python thing, as I've been like really fishing the regret circle lately, and it's just like it wouldn't have mattered anyway, bro. Like I would have had to rebuy right back in right then, and on specific things that I probably wouldn't have necessarily bought. You know what I mean? Like specific things that just now are selling really well, and I still don't understand how. Like I still don't understand with the number of them out there, how they are moving the way they are. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. I don't have to understand it. You know what I mean? Like that's it. It's just when you're just when your entire living is based on this thing, I think it gives you a little bit different.
I've noticed that more this year because I've done more of the full time and not driven a whole lot. So it's like you had something badass out, you're like, I kind of want to keep this, but I kind of want the money too. So it's like.
And when you're right, well, and this is not me bitching, as Fat Man would say, but me just stating that you don't have those choices when you do it 100%.
Oh yeah.
You don't have those choices.
I still have that luxury of my semi's parked outside, and
you can hop in it and pick up a load. You know what I mean? I mean that's it. You can hop in that semi, and that's it. And honestly, dude, on a normal day, I could get out there and run a rat building or run a snake building, but in this paralyzed state, that is not really
honestly like the biggest fucking money. You said it, years and years ago, is feeders, man. Feeders. You're always going to feed your animals, so that's like Ring just said he's out in his rat shed still working.
Yeah.
If he was retired, which he can retire in 3 years, I do believe. Which he'll be like fucking 41, 42, bastard retired. But he'll do his rodents full time. I'm like, dude, he'll make a fucking mint just doing rodents.
Oh yeah, for sure. But you will never take a vacation.
No, you won't.
You'll
Unless
never...
you have a really great person you 100% can trust. Otherwise, they'll screw
and
you.
They better be a profit sharing partner.
Oh yeah, I mean,
otherwise,
he's all dude. He'll get off work. Like today's Tuesday, so he gets off at 4 o'clock, goes out in the rat shed till 11, 12 o'clock, gets back up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go back to work. So I mean, that son of a bitch is constant with his rats, but he knows what he's doing. And he's doing a good job with it. So
that's it.
Just like your boy Galen.
Yeah.
Started that cricket and then roach.
Yeah, Galen. Galen started crickets and
damn
blows that shit up and then fold and then close it.
Yeah. Well,
sold crickets for a month and a half and then close it.
Well, he sold the company, didn't he?
Not the crickets. He did he sold the
roaches.
Not the phoenix worms, the soldier flies.
Yeah, black
Tyler and them brought him. Oh well, not Tyler. What's his name? Not Tyler. I always want to say Tyler. DubiaRoaches.com.
Oh, I know you're talking about
Damien, not Damien.
I can see his
fucking I don't know. Dubia Roaches and his partner and him are doing soldier flies, and Galen was making so many soldier flies that they called him and said, "How much money do we have to give you to stop making them? We want to come over and pick up all of your shit." And I think he was like 40 grand, and they rode over and gave him 40 grand. And so he set up crickets. And then he said that as soon as he opened up the cricket company, he had so many orders that in order to sell crickets, he'd have to have like 10 times the amount of space. So he shut that down. And now he's doing crested geckos and stuff. And
yeah, I met him back in Lafayette last one.
Yeah, the last Lafayette.
He would
hook him up with some possible head axanthic stuff or whatever. He's got a lot. He sold all the axanthics he had.
Oh yeah, to a guy overseas in China or somewhere, Korea or some shit. Yeah.
Your boy said all that nice shit you just said. I might lower your cost. I would say no. How about this? Keep him at the same price. The next time you have to go up, just wait like 6 months going up on him. That's all. That's all you got to do. You don't have to give him a break. You just don't have to go up on him as fast next time. Yeah,
dude, he actually hooks me up big time. Like,
and Quirky kind of said something that I'm glad that they said on Off Topic Tuesday and not on Ozzy's show on Friday, that a ball python is a hatchling market, meaning if people saw an adult, I don't think they would buy him. From Mr. Baby selling motherfucking extraordinaire Ozzy too, because I mean that motherfucker puts out gold and everybody wants his shit. He sells everything before it gets 5 meals. I'm not that he ships it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's sold and spoken for before it even, as soon as the picture goes up. I mean, that's the fucking egg. but you're right, Quirky. I think you're right. And I think it's worth focusing on other species for that reason specifically. I found myself this week telling somebody with a corn snake, just wait until you see what this thing looks like when it gets big.
Oh, God, yeah, dude.
Because I was like, wow, the color this thing gets. I think it was like a coral ghost or some shit. You know what I mean? Something like that. It's like born like, there he goes. Good call. I like that suggestion. Yeah, dude, I've been around the block too long, bro. Anytime you ever need business advice, before you take Nick's word for it, call me. I have no dog in this hunt, bro. I have no reason for any of you South Floridian fucks to do well or not well. I am just perfectly inert over here in Louisiana. So yeah, please, hit me up anytime you need those gems of knowledge.
Oh, someone had asked. I think Raven asked for adult red stripe het.
Yeah, an adult red stripe het pied female at 200 a steal. It's a question of whether it is what they said it is at that price. Like that is a steal. Sure, that's a steal, but I would doubt that it is what they said it was at that price.
I doubt it's a red stripe. I mean,
be sure you ID that and ID it with an invoice.
Yeah.
If somebody.
And then she had a colubrid question too. She was asking about.
Yeah, she was asking you what you find, what your favorite. I'm assuming what your favorite colubrid morph would be.
Anything sable for hognoses, to be honest with you. Sable is fucking awesome, dude.
It's solid black, like the name insinuates, or no?
It's a darker animal. Yeah, that's where he got sable from. I guess dogs or some shit like that or something like that. But
Yeah,
he
it's
called
a dog.
it that.
It's a dog thing. That's where the
Yeah.
sable ball python people probably got it from.
And actually, he found 2 normals in Montana, bred them together, and fucking the recessive gene popped out. Sound familiar?
There you go.
Sound familiar?
Well, I mean, yeah, it sounds familiar. Like it's happened, not just puzzles. It's happened several things, but didn't happen to me on puzzles either. I had to buy them from the guy it happened to. But yeah,
from the guy up in northern Louisiana, right? That
well, he wasn't north; he was south, actually, Luling area. Yeah,
was it?
Yeah. St. John Parish, right over there by Gordon. Same reason Gordon had to get rid of all his reptiles. Same reason. They both had to get rid of, like, they live in a parish that they've outlawed reptiles completely there. They've said that even Gordon, get this, Gordon had native corn snakes. He had the Louisiana native species permit, enabling, which is the only thing in the state of Louisiana that you have to sell any snake, is if you sell something native, and if you have to have that permit. And venomous, and stuff, obviously, right? But he had the permit, and St. John Parish, in court, a judge told him that corn snake was an exotic pet.
The fuck?
He said, well, they live here. They live in the yard. They live around here. They live all around here in the whole United States. And they were like, that, yeah, reptiles are exotic pets, and a corn snake is a reptile, so a corn snake is an exotic pet. So he had to get rid of every single reptile he had. Every single one. So, hey, Limey, what's up? Limey's always a late popper. I don't know who else he goes and watches on these nights until 8 o'clock, and then he pops over here. But whoever it was, they got.
I was looking at Quirky's comment there about quantity over quality.
And Hog's game is quantity and not quality. Example, sables are not looking like sables, i.e. dark. There you go. That's a decent point, right? So, like, if you have people that are breeding out sables that don't have a darker expression, is that something that occurs?
So, sable itself varies a lot. Like,
okay,
you can have in the same exact clutch. It all goes off a base, just like your corn snakes. Your base, what it looks like, is going to change what the animal's going to look like. So you can have a red animal, you can have a real dark animal, you can have a real light animal.
Oh, I see. So as variable as the Western Hognose is, right. As variable as the Western Hognose is in its natural form, that's what you're saying is affecting the quality of the sable.
Yeah. So
okay.
I mean,
that makes a little sense, Quirky. You agree with that?
I've got some that you pop out and they're black as fuck, and you got some that are really light looking. So I mean, and honestly, I like some of the ones that are light and high contrast because it looks nice. I mean, it's not all washed out by a dark animal, You
got any posted it anywhere?
I do on Facebook. I do believe somewhere in there. I'm really bad about social media, dude. Like, really bad.
Get better. Get better. Not in the Hognose inventory on MorphMarket, though, right?
Yeah, I don't have a lot on there.
No.
And honestly, my sables come from the originator, which is Dan Evie. So,
okay,
I kind of have my set isn't all washed out either. You know what I mean? So, like, I tried to buy quality of the morphs I've got. That way, my base genes aren't just shit. You know what I mean? Like, where you might.
Well, you can't buy cheap.
No, I mean quality.
I hope I if anything, I instilled that in you over the years.
Yeah, so I mean,
if there's anything I could say, it'd be that. But yeah, the scenting food. Yeah, I'll pull it up. Scenting food for 500 baby hogs 2 seasons in a row for a buddy killed me on wanting to breed hogs. How are you on scenting? Are your animals pretty much rapid on food, or you have to do a lot?
Honestly, let's go back to the same thing with the corn snakes. And Don Soderberger told me this one, where the ones that weren't feeding great, they want, like, say, lizard scent for corns. You stop breeding those because that shit translates down to the babies. Just like a biting mouse or a rat, once you have that biter, you get rid of that shit because it'll teach you to transfer down. So a lot of the hogs that I've hatched now, like so this year, I had 250-ish because I fucked some shit up this year and killed a bunch. But out of that 250, I want to say 20, 30 maybe needed scent. The rest of them didn't.
And at that, are you doing like boiling or and all that before scenting?
No. So the scenting I use, I've got in the freezer, I've got I got tuna, frog, toad, mackerel, salmon, pink salmon, Vienna sausage, sardines. And if you get the problem feeder, I usually start with tuna first. And then if they don't want that, I go down from there. But like that one, that rare one that I popped out, that son bitch ate one meal unscented and then went 2.5 months without eating because he wanted pink salmon, not just normal salmon. He had to have that pink shit. And then after Daytona, he went to unscented again. So now he's been eating like a champ.
So you're just scenting with the fish.
Yeah. So like I'll put it in like a little Rubbermaid container, you know, the juice and everything. And I'll dip the pinky in there and get the juice on there, put it to the Hognose's mouth, let it drink a little bit. And if it starts to drink it a little bit, 9 times out of 10, that son bitch will eat it.
Really? Okay.
And you can also do the same effect where you just dip it in some water and put the water by its mouth, let them start drinking the water off it, and they'll start biting. They'll start eating too. So, yeah. I mean, I've gotten to where I have more and more that will eat unscented.
Pipes
right
up
away.
would have kept the pet toad when I bred hogs and had them pee on the pinkies.
Yeah. What you can also do too is you can get a toad from outside, get a deli cup, put a little bit of water, and let them jump around for a while. Let the fucking toad go and use that water as scenting.
Gillian said, I fed the actual Vienna sausage to the snake. I misunderstood scenting instructions for my first hog. And you know what? The fucking snake ate the Vienna sausage.
Oh, yeah, they will.
Oh. What is not commercially viable about a fucking species that'll take a fucking Vienna sausage?
And then you got the Reptiles too. They don't always work, but sometimes they will.
Yeah, the Reptiles.
The only thing I don't like per se is the micro links. The small ones aren't whole prey items. They're just frog legs. So you don't have the organ.
You don't have stomach contents and all the extra proteins and stuff, right?
It's not a staple diet, but it'd be enough to get it going. I mean,
yeah, probably so. So back to the old days of us talking to a certain someone that we won't mention by name on this show, but whom fed hairless mice and perforated the bellies of the rodents and did all that type of stuff to them. You do anything like that?
Fuck no.
I love that. I love not just no, but fuck no. Like fuck no. These methods that we have heard.
Honestly, I've had a baby. Keep in mind the Hognose is hatching like fucking 5 grams. You know that. I mean,
oh yeah, I hatched plenty of them. I just didn't hatch a single one after I spent 10 grand on them. Like when I only had $35 normals in the 90s and in the early 2000s, I bred the fuck out of Western Hognose, no problem. But as soon as I invested 10 grand in albinos, that was I think we produced maybe 3 albinos and that was it.
You know, so you were selling normals back then for $35-$50, right?
Oh yeah. No. Normal Western Hognose. It's probably $50. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I got from.
Probably $50.
Slidell. Who the hell was that again?
Delta.
Yeah, Delta. I sold them some for $50 a piece, and now I get 150 for a male, 200 plus for a female, depending on the quality of them.
Yeah, just for a quintessential normal, which you're not really producing normals at this point, I'm sure. But
no, they all at least have some kind of a het to them or possible het to them or something. I mean,
right.
I mean, I think I've got. We have 2 normal females.
Yeah, just to get heads out of them.
Yeah, so I use a normal female to make. So in hogs, Lucy is a recessive gene.
Right.
Honestly, I hate a fucking white snake with a passion. But
well, yeah, especially that white snake. But then again, that's just
but as a
insulting
business,
all around. But whatever.
Yeah, but as a business standpoint, I gotta have it. So. Yeah, I went the long route I bought a Het Lucy male from Whistler 3 years ago now.
Yeah, and made possible head females.
Yeah, so I've got 16 possible head females growing up.
Okay.
So I'm bound to hit there, but like that's the only reason I use that normal for. Because why would I waste an albino or a toffee or a hypo when all you're gonna do is change the fucking eye color? Like I'm wasting a female for an eye color. So I just use a normal female for that. But now that I've got my hets, I'll probably just make some normals that are like, high reds or high greens or something like that, and just make some nice, pretty normals. You know what I mean? So, because I constantly get hit up at shows, what's your cheapest one? Well, I can't help you. I'm sorry. Like everything I got, it has some kind of gene tied to it, and I don't have your cheap shit. Sorry.
Yeah, well, a lot of people want to get away with that. They just want to pet hognose, dude.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm.
And that's one of the things about hognose that I really kind of wanted to get to the bottom of. I mean, I know they're selling like hotcakes now, and that's great. And I mean, I think it's wonderful. Where is the future in this whole hognose thing? Like, do you think it's good? Do you think it's got long legs like a corn or a ball or
we
something like
that?
Like
we're still very untapped. Like we only have a handful of genes. So we're very untapped there. Like now that people are breeding them, more shit's going to start popping out. And I think the new genes, just like for your hogs or just like for your your corns and your balls.
Yeah.
When that new gene comes out, oh shit, I gotta have it. GHI there for you.
Yeah, I think so. It just doesn't happen ever with corn snakes anymore, and it doesn't really happen with ball pythons anymore unless it's some fucking weird little modifier thing like a red head, which is just giving a slightly blushed head to a whole bunch of ball pythons that
I wish that damn viper ball would have done something. That thing was fucking
Well,
badass.
yeah. I mean, that's one of those snakes that didn't prove out that everybody would have been like, I bet this thing's going to prove out. And
did it not prove out or did it die?
Well, it died, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it died, but, before they got babies from it. But I don't really know the story. I heard it several different ways from that camp.
You always will, though. You won't hear the right answer. The straight
and I think therein brings us back to it. Like if there was some new morph that came out of Africa, would you even trust it? Would you even trust that it was investment quality? Would you people would jump all over it, but would you jump all over it thinking it was rare? Or would it have been bred and there was already 100 of them in Africa? And they kept them quiet.
That's been done several times. I mean,
well, that's what Noah was up to at the end of it, bro. That was what he was up to at the end of it. Keeping on hogs though. Have you heard of the Inferno line?
Yeah, so the Inferno line is by Scott. And it's
Scott.
It's another, I can't remember his last name, right? It's Scott Hogs or some shit like that. He was in Daytona. And I think he was pushed by Kevin Rhodes for a little while there until that no longer happened. So it's just another red hognose. I mean, it's another red. Yeah, so it's just like extreme red, purple line.
I might jump over to MorphMarket while we chat.
Stuff like that. You might not even have it on there. It's look up Scott Hogs. I think that's what he goes by, or Scott's Hogs or some shit like that. And don't get me wrong, like his Inferno shit is beautiful. But that's like everybody talking about the Swiss chocolate, and it's the same thing.
Scott's morphs, was that it? No.
Let me see here.
Look up Scott. We're gonna have a ton because there are still. It's a fairly rare name in the world, but Scott Seedy, the guy that stole a bunch of his reptiles from Nerd when he worked there back in the day.
Hey, so on Facebook it's Scott's Hogs.
Oh, okay, it's on Facebook. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna not go over to Facebook and feature Facebook on this channel just because of alerts and like pop-ups and shit that pop up.
See if I can
never can tell. Whatever. But yeah, I would have to look into it. But I was just looking over at the morph list and everything on Hognose on MorphMarket just to see what things. Because honestly, I haven't looked at it all that much other than looking at your table at the shows and stuff, dude. I haven't really paid it that much attention. Just because.
I just sent you a picture.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, to your messenger.
To my messenger.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's a nice red. Don't get me wrong. Like, but there again,
Oh, okay.
it's
Red.
yeah, it's a
red.
line bred thing.
Pretty
So
red.
if you,
Just
if
a
you don't-
line bred red. If I would have shown you some of the reds that I had when I opened Exotics by Nature in 2000, you would have fucking shit. But I still don't see reds like them now. They look like they came from Australia.
What's that? Yeah, well, look at Tristan. One of Tristan's red Zeps here. I mean, this fucking thing is. Don't get bitter. Let me see it.
The camera will catch it. I don't know.
I don't know how well you can see it on there, but that's a red Zep for Tristan.
Oh, that's a corn snake. We're talking about
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about hog nose.
I don't have any.
We're talking about red hog noses.
Well,
yeah. No, I'm glad you showed me that. That's a very red snake. Good looking corn snake, Tristan. And you should have more cool looking shit growing up.
Oh yeah, he's got some badass shit. He's got some hide size stuff from you from
from the Brad McDonald line.
Yep, and then he's got some
good
stuff
ones.
from the Italian pied side stuff. The ones that have like real high whites around their fucking heads and shit. And
Italian.
Yeah, what the hell is their name on Facebook? You remember?
Oh, Italian company.
Yeah,
What? The bloodline's the same though. The bloodline's either McDonald or South Mountain.
Yeah, I think it.
It's got to be blood. It's got to be
bought
McDonald. Yeah, it's got to be McDonald.
Quirky was asking about the Swiss chocolate. So,
yeah,
for the Swiss chocolate, that's another one that, for me, I have so much Sable stuff that I would just have to start a whole brand new rack.
Ah, right. And it's not on here either. So Sable's on here. I mean, there's
Yeah,
72
Swiss
Sable animals.
And actually, in my personal opinion, which you can rail me if you want, but my personal opinion, I think when you mix Sable to albino and all that, it looks better than adding Swiss chocolate. The tangerine or whatever the hell he called it.
Sunburst.
Sunburst is the Sable version of that.
Sable
that thing
albino. That's
yeah,
gorgeous.
that thing is freaking beautiful, dude.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. That's absolutely knockout. That's unbelievably nice.
Yeah, I sold one in Arlington for $2,600.
Yeah, well,
but I mean, that's another one. As far as a business side of it, I might have to do Swiss chocolate just because people want it. People want to buy it. So,
I mean, there's no reason to not do them all unless it's some sort of a crossover issue, like I always worried about with like Axanthics.
Yeah, no, that's these two are completely different lines, like a Axanthic. So if you mix them together, there's my Sable right there. That purple line Sable.
Which one?
The
purple line Sable. Yeah.
So that's going to be a light Sable compared to the rest of them, but
right.
So if you supposedly
look at something like that, it's really dark looking.
Yeah.
Really, really dark.
I've had them darker than me too.
And so what is Arctic? Arctic is like Axanthic?
That's JMG, man. So Junior found that back when he was, and don't quote me, but I think he was like 13 or 14. Just from
hopefully you can get him to agree to be on this fucking show.
He texted me earlier, dude. So I'll talk to him. But
talk to him because I think Jeff Galewood Jr. from JMG Reptiles guys. I think Jeff Galewood would be an absolutely intense guest on this show.
Yeah, I spoke to him for like 2.5 hours before Tinley, dude. He's a wealth of fucking knowledge, dude. Like,
oh God, yeah. I mean, but his dad was in this before he was even.
Oh yeah.
Like he grew up in every bit. Like he's grown up in this since he was little. So if you ever wanted to know if like David Tracy had a kid that was in the reptiles, what it was like, yeah, you'd have Junior. I mean, Junior's
like the one sitting next
so
to me,
much
dude.
Further. Yeah. Well, hopefully Tristan takes it so much further than you even do. I can't say that for Bo. Bo will not likely not be carrying my flag forward from this operation. But that's okay. I mean, I'm fine with that. That doesn't mean somebody else can't carry the Exotics by Nature flag. I certainly don't want to put it down. I don't want to kill it. I haven't killed it so far, so I don't want to kill it before then. I mean, I would love for my kid to to come in, but I really don't, I really don't think. Yeah, and of course, Limey pipes up and says Senior's the one to have on, right? says Senior's the crazy motherfucker, right?
Yeah, that'd be a fun one to have on.
I
Corky said
haven't.
this. The
Fuck, I
storm
haven't
clouds
talked
are
to
they're
Senior in
blue.
so long.
Yeah, Corky said the storm clouds are blue. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be the sable and exentic mixed together. And actually, like that some bitch is kind of cool. It's like a crested gecko. They'll fire down.
Right.
I've opened the tub.
Well, and hognose do fire up and fire down,
Yeah.
especially their red coloration. Their red coloration is extremely mood.
Oh yeah, like
oh yeah.
I've opened the tub of a storm cloud. I'm like, what the hell is that snake? And then an hour later, I'm like, oh, there's my blue snake. I mean, they just look completely different. And honestly, I bought those. I bought a pair of storm clouds 2 years ago.
Of course, the other species are there too, including Madagascans and stuff. But 1,600 hognose snakes. 1,600.
That actually just went up too.
Oh man, I remember when this said this for a ball python on MorphMarket. I remember that. I remember when I was like, oh, there's almost 2,000 ball pythons on MorphMarket.
That was like 2019.
No, that was like 2015, like 3 weeks after it opened. No, no. That was actually like right about the time I started paying attention to it. Whenever I started getting emails from this motherfucker and people were buying snakes.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, that site that guy told me he put me on is finally doing something for me. That's awesome.
You know what really shocked Chad? I mean, remember when you and I went to Houston and did the Repticon show?
Yeah.
And we sold your cresteds for like fucking $75, $100, whatever.
Yeah.
And now these fuckers are $30,000 a piece. Like,
no, my cresteds were not $30,000.
No, not yours. I'm saying.
No, I mean, there wasn't a market there for it yet because COVID-free money hadn't come yet. You know, because then obviously a motherfucker could reach out and have his hand out and say, I want altitude exotics. I'm not going to lie. That fucking axanthic is a bad motherfucker.
Oh,
I don't give a fuck what you say. You can have every single crested gecko, but an axanthic crested gecko is an absolutely bad motherfucker. Like, I love them.
The only part that I hate, it's like the VPI and TSK, it browns out as adult then. That's the only part that I fucking hate. Like,
yeah, but dude, if we were actually putting value on what an adult animal looked like, then no ball python would have a value.
Except for Desert Ghost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And some that abort melanin just like Desert Ghost unintentionally. Yeah.
Like Super Mackenzie?
Super Mackenzie or various weird whiteout snakes that we had many experience with. Limey says, I'm dumping my cresteds this weekend. It sounds like the only thing that you can do to make money with cresteds is to be altitude exotics.
Well, you know, Altitude and Will, they did 400 plus in the first 30
I heard
minutes.
they did $400,000 in Las Vegas. That was obviously padded because they had somebody on their way there with the money.
So I'll tell you what
buy this shit, because there's no way in the world that show was that great for one species of reptile and so shitty for every other one.
I'll tell you what happened. They did 400,000, a little over in the first 30 minutes, and for the whole weekend they did 605. What they did was they told everybody, all their buyers in Korea, we're not selling to you. You got to come here in person to buy. So the VIP, they all ran to the fucking table, and that's what sparked their 400,000. Yeah,
that's what did it. Got them to the show.
So that's why they did 605,000 for the weekend. I mean, still, that's not a bad damn number, dude. I mean,
not a bad damn number to the point to where they don't even have a MorphMarket store no more.
Altitude doesn't, but you know who does though? Flawless does.
Who's that?
That's who was with them.
Oh,
that's Will.
Audra Worthy is Flawless. With of course big number crested geckos, you know. I mean, when you're really looking at crested geckos and they're fucking like $8,000, $7,500.
Oh
extremist. whole back release lily. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I can tell you right now, I got crested geckos from New Caledonia as wild caughts in like 1996, five. And this right here don't look anything like they look in the wild.
Fuck no.
Just want y'all to know. Just want y'all to know, if y'all think you want to go to New Caledonia and try to catch the next big thing, it ain't there.
No,
it's not there.
That's a lot of work right there, dude.
But if you look at a leopard gecko, same thing. All of it, most of it, is not directly inheritable genetic traits.
That's Junior again. He's got a bunch of traits he found there and worked out himself too.
Oh, and leopard geckos for sure.
Oh, okay, he's got leopards and hogs.
But he grew up in the time in the leopard gecko, dude.
Oh yeah,
like when the leopard gecko was the ball python, son. Like when my friends were going to fucking Daytona and selling $25,000 worth of leopard geckos. Yeah. In those days, those equated to these kind of numbers now. I mean, fucking inflate the dollar to where it was then even. Don't be freaked out by those two messages up there. Those are not sales. Those are probably just questions for more pictures for $50 corn snakes that people aren't buying.
Remember you did reptile gumbo and you talked about Junior's Brazilians.
Yeah, he bought Brazilians from me back when Dave Colling from Rainbows R Us bought Brazilians from me. And I've got a partner on Brazilians now. My buddy Earl bought a couple males. So we got a couple.
I've got Juniors at my house, dude.
Incredibly high-end males. Nice looking male, like high quality males, not high end, but high quality males here.
I got a hypo male.
Yeah, I got a het hypo that's here really nice here. If you need if you need a breeder loan, if you got a female you need bred, send her over. But because I got a whole bunch of cages and I'm setting up right now. But,
well, the male's visual hypo, there's a het hypo female, then there's a high melanistic female in there, and there's a high red female in there. But he was just wanting to clear that rack out and just do more with the hogs. So
yeah. Well, so you bought the CNC machines and you were gonna fuck around with some rack building and stuff like that, and you started to a little bit.
I did, but people can't seem to fathom that shit went up and they don't want to pay the money. So I just got tired of dealing with it. I mean, I'll still make them for friends here and there, but I think I might go a different route with the CNC and just do
make stuff for yourself stuff. Or
I'll make my own racks. I mean, if you look at it for the plastic rack, you can fit more than doing the big metal racks by using plastic. I mean, the metal racks look great. Don't get me wrong. Like they're very professional, but in the same place, I can fit.
Yeah, you can fit more plastic.
Yeah. So,
and honestly, like my humidity was better.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have better
one right now that the front of it has
ball python wise, I had better luck with humidity in them versus on the other ones. So
deposit. Oh man.
I at least put a deposit on the reptile before asking for more photos and info. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. You're gonna learn those. You're gonna learn those 101s. Okay, you're gonna learn those things, Raven. You're gonna learn those things where it's always good to. Well, I mean, in this day and age, a deposit's not really, unless you sent it friends and family PayPal, and then it's shipped off. That's it. Getting it back, you got to get an animal for it. But in this day and age, if you didn't send it off friends and family, it's not permanent by any means. Like, trust me, based on how we've had a run with customers here in the last couple months, it's not even remotely permanent. So don't worry about that. We've had some people who decided they didn't want stuff or didn't want to finish payment plans and things like that when the economy started to turn and just yanked it. So
dude, I had someone start a payment plan in May and she literally just paid it off.
Wow. Well, at least she paid it off.
Yeah.
She paid it off. I mean, I had to cancel too.
She hit me up and I was like, "Oh, you still wanted that fucking animal?" Like, I have it. Fuck.
Right. Surprising you still had it. Honestly. Yeah. Surprising.
Like, I got him.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So okay. So you're not really going to fuck with the C&C stuff that much, at least not for right now, not until things turn around a little bit.
I think I'm gonna mess around with more of it, like with like wood stuff, like the flags, the signs.
Yeah, you could do things like that.
Just do random shit.
There's a lot of good. There's a lot of great uses for the damn thing. That's for sure. I mean, there's tons of great uses for it. I mean, honestly, dude, you could probably just build crested gecko cages,
like the ones behind me.
Well, there's you built those?
No,
Did you make those?
Cristons.
Oh, okay. Those
I
are
just didn't have time to build anything. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean that. I meant racks. I meant like cost-effective rack systems that don't need heat tape or anything. That just takes their
yeah.
And it's freaking throw them things together because crested gecko people seem to be easy to please with that stuff, So let's move on to the boy, since he sat there patiently waiting this whole time. So what's up, Mister? I got corn snakes and I got geckos now. What's the plan?
Just have them, see what happens with them.
Have them and see what happens with them. How old are you now?
14.
14. How old were you when I met you?
Fuck, dude.
6, 7, 8? 8? Maybe 8.
I know at least 8.
At least 8.
When did I meet you in? 15, 16, something like that?
I don't remember. It was around here. I don't remember. It might as well have been 5, 10, 20. Doesn't make a difference.
I know your ex was still there.
It depends on which one. But yeah, I know what you meant.
You know what
I know which one you meant. Yeah, I know which one you meant. So okay.
It's been a while. I mean, I gotta think Bo was itsy bitsy.
Oh well, you guys moved right after I opened the fish store, right around the time I opened the fish store.
Yeah.
So you moved in 2019, and
it had to be 15 or 16. I mean,
yeah, I was probably 15 or 16. I know we talked a lot more before we actually physically met, even though we were close.
I want to say you were just starting Ballsh.
Right. Yeah, 15 then.
Something around
right
there.
In the beginning of this shit. 2015.
It's been a long time, dude. I mean,
that's long enough. So you're still a fairly new breeder. You're probably the noob on this channel so far I've interviewed.
Yeah.
Honestly, as far as like being in the presence of the market and like having a name and a banner and like tables where if I drop your name amongst a group of people that like more than one person knows who you are type thing. And, and yeah.
Well, I think I was always breeding a little bit here and there and staying in the shadows. I was never really out and about. Like if I went to a show, it was always with you or something. So
right, exactly. You're behind my table or whatever. It's different now when you're at herp shows, and because I mean you've driven past me now so many times to do a show. It's obscene that I haven't driven with you.
Yeah.
But we got to do some better planning in the future, and I hope that can be a future of planning because I want to get out and start doing some shows this next year.
I'm looking at buying a passenger van. That way, have more room and shit. So,
yeah, that's the way to do it. The way to just load it all up in there and roll out because you can't really get more space than you can get in most vans. I mean, obviously, Sprinter vans and shit are insanely expensive compared to regular vans. But
oh fuck, that's what I was looking at. It's like 35,000 for a 2018 with 70,000 miles on it. So,
really?
Yeah.
A Sprinter?
It was a Ford Transit. So I mean, basically,
the little one, the little Transit.
No, not the little one. It's a
the big Transit. They have two different ones, right?
Yeah, not the Connect. It's a full size. So
right.
It has 12 passengers in it or something like that. Or 15
okay. Gotcha.
But I mean, I'd take the back seats out and just put the totes in there because theoretically, I could leave the totes in there and banners in there all the damn time.
Yeah.
And just get home, pull the animals out. And I wouldn't have to worry about breaking all the shit down. Right now I'm using my Ram. So all I have is the back seat. And you can only fit so much in there, so.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm driving back from Houston or something or Arlington, I can pull over and nap out.
Yeah, and I know you bought the trailer because you thought you were going to be selling racks and shit.
Yeah, when I pull that fucking trailer, I get like 7 miles to the gallon. That's not conducive right now.
No way in the world. You got to be selling a lot of racks to make that worth it.
Yeah, I mean, It's just so the trailer actually sits here now, and Tiffany uses it for the rat bedding and rat food. That way, it stays dry, and so.
Well, Raven, I was looking for your photo real quick so I give you an opinion, but I can't quite find it. I'll find it when I'm done with the broadcast and everything, and I'll get back with you. But yeah.
The red stripe?
Yeah, the red stripe and stuff. We'll figure it out, Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, red flag did. Look, hey, it could just be a big het pied female, in which case there's plenty of big het pied females around for some asshole to sell it for 200. I don't necessarily know that I would put a deposit on it before getting some more information, but get pictures of its belly, Raven. Get pictures of its, of its body really good, and get them to me, and we'll see what's up. But I mean, there's been enough het pied females around for long enough. We can hope at least that it's at least that. It's just a question of red stripe that I was more worried about. I mean, I would hope it's at least het pied, given the fact that they said it was a het pied female. But
hey, when you had your pied females there, did you have luck doing like pied to pied, or is it kind of?
Oh, I did pied to pied all the time.
Okay, I mean, I wasn't sure if the pied females produce as well as the het pied females, or. You get what I'm saying?
So I had an experience with my pied females not being the greatest of feeders routinely. They were never the greatest of feeders.
Yeah.
As a whole, I had 20 visual pied females.
Yeah, you had quite a few over there.
Yeah, I had 20, I think, at the... No, I'm sorry. I had 10. And 10 heads. 10 and 10 and 10. When I sold the collection. And if I may have gotten 4 of the females to lay each year versus the hets that 8 of them would lay each year, 9 of them. So I almost produced as many pies or more pies from hets than I did from pies because of sheer clutch sizes and just overall, the way it falls,
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, dude. Like, looking in the market now, I know it's hard to make a snake that's like this gene, clown, this gene, pied. Like, I know that's hard to do, but I never, ever understood a marketplace where there weren't like steps to doing something. Like, put it to you this way. When I came in this thing, if it was a recessive gene, the het pair was worth the price of a full homozygote. Zygote for everything. If you wanted to buy a pair of hets, you paid the price of one visual.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to buy one visual, you paid at least double the price of hets, like in that way, like double the price of a het in that way. But then there was no kiltered sex dynamic on hets back in the day either, though. You know what I mean? Like, you sold a pair of 1.1 of hets. There was no, if I buy a 1.5, what will you do for me? You'd be like, no, you don't do that, because what am I going to do with all the extra males? You know? And it was just like, there was a lot of things that, that happened. I'm going to bring this quirky question up because it's important. Nick, have you heard of anyone having a really bad reaction to a hog bite? You think some states will start regulating them with the banning climate that we're in? So I want to address that really quickly. That quirky, that if you have allergic reactions to things, this is a snake you will have some bit of a reaction to. I have swollen every single bite site that I've ever gotten from a Western Hognose bite in my life has swelled. Now, past the digit, it has not. Brian Barczak, however, when he was filming snake bites in one of the earlier seasons, you might tell him, A, that I didn't tell you the story, and that's why you're asking, tell him someone else told you. And B, it actually happened, but I'm not sure necessarily that he would tell the story. But when they were filming, he wasn't filming. I believe the story was that his guys were running the camera, and one of his guys was letting a fucking hognose chew on him constantly so that they could see what would happen, like on camera. And Brian got to the situation, or the guy let it chew on him for a few minutes or a few seconds or whatever. It let him chew on him, and the swelling went all the way to his shoulder.
Yeah.
Now, I know Brian was extremely worried. because we were very
Also
close
didn't
back
happen.
then. And Brian called me up and was like, bro, I don't know what's going to happen here. Like, this dude could sue me. I don't know what could happen. Like, if he loses his arm, if something happens, cardiac, like, Brian was fucking concerned. Like, he was concerned. And I would be too, because, you know, trained monkeys that work for us do stupid shit sometimes. Like that's it. I mean, Grace is not a stupid ass like that. So I don't have to worry about calling Grace that trained monkey. But the trained monkeys I've had in positions in the past have done stupid shit similar to that. Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it can absolutely happen. Absolutely has, you know, holds water. So Nick, have you ever heard anybody?
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
just as far as the biting goes, like I know of one person, Ashley Ireland. She got hit pretty good by a quick little bite. Typically speaking, though,
Mm-hmm.
in order for them to inject their venom, they have to chew on you.
Right.
And
Now I've gotten simple bites in the webbing of my fingers.
Yeah.
Here, edge of my pinky, by babies I've gotten, or by yearlings that had more aggression. But I completely agree that with what Whole Back Rack Podcast said, one of these lovely ladies that has this amazing podcast that you guys should go subscribe to, said, I've seen some bad reactions to hog bites. Probably shouldn't be willy-nilly selling them to pet keepers without at least telling them the problems can rarely occur. I do agree. I do agree that you need to say that it is some degree of toxin to incapacitate a frog's lung system, or however you want to word it, you know, whatever.
So, yeah, basically what I tell them is, hey, look, this animal is a mild venom to it. Its venom is geared towards toads, frogs, lizards. If you do get bit by this thing, you see this little nice little rostral scale, also the little shovel, pick up on like a reverse beer can, get it off of you. Don't sit there and let it chew on you. You let it chew on you, that's when you're going to fuck up. Get it off of you as fast as possible. Don't go grab your phone and be like, hey, look at my snakes doing. I'm going to make a video. You just fucked up.
Right.
Get it off of you. Like, honestly, I've never been bit by a hog. That's probably because I learned from your ball pythons always biting the shit out of me.
Oh, when you come to my place and you look at stuff, you learn how to open a box real quick, or else you bleed a lot. You bleed a fucking lot.
Yeah.
You used to, not now. But
now, Tristan, he's been bit and he's never had a reaction. But I mean, that's because he gets it off him right away, too. Junior gets bit all the damn time. And every once in a while, he might have a reaction to it.
Right.
But yeah, whenever I sell it, like, I really don't try to sell to little kids for one. But if the parents are there and they seem knowledgeable, I'll talk to them and be like, hey, look, this is what can happen.
Right.
It won't kill you.
Nah, Daniel, I don't carry them at those stores for those reasons. I'm pretty sure they don't carry Western Hognose in the joint.
That, and it probably takes a little more skill to keep it alive at Petco and PetSmart too. Then
for sure,
they'll go down quick on you if you're not careful.
Limey had a reaction. Quirky thinks seller should have a contract stating you're not responsible for anything going wrong. It's probably not a bad idea, although it's not going to really hold water with the kid gets killed.
Yeah, you're still
by it. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. You know, if somebody dies, then it's not going to matter. And anaphylaxis is funny. There might be some fucking kid out there somewhere that you know. But yeah, I think they're a good pet. But I wholeheartedly agree with you, Jessica. I do. I do. I think that I would definitely think they're an okay pet, but I think that they need a little bit more warning than a lot of them get. And I believe this guy's probably given the right warning. Based on all the years that I've been around him in the reptile industry, I wouldn't think he's not doing it. But I could definitely see your regular guys that are just reselling them and flipping them and whatever, not saying.
I can see your flippers doing that because they don't know what the hell they're doing a lot of times. And
right.
I mean, and honestly, I tell everyone when it comes to the table, you know, whether you buy from me or not, you have questions, hit me up. I don't mind helping you. Like, I'll walk you through some shit. I don't care if you buy from me, but if you have a problem, hit me up. I'll help you. But I try to convey that it can't hurt you.
Yeah, I mean, you have to tell people what you know about a species like that when you know it, and I think that you should, because I don't know. There's a lot of kids and grown-ups that have problems that we don't know about, you know, health issues that we don't know about, and we at least want to, you know, if even I'm sure, yeah,
I remember
Jessica
that.
said Petco was sued years ago after an infectious disease spread through a rat bite to a kid. I'm sure they're scared of the extra litigation. Well, PetSmart was also taken down for all of their reptiles that had that tested positive for salmonella, which was also traced back to the well, not the breeder, but the the reseller that was the stocking house for PetSmart. So for sure, they're going to watch their self. They're going to watch their back. They're going to definitely cover their basis on that, and
they have to. I
rightfully
mean,
so.
it's
Yeah.
smart to do so, because if you don't, that's a big
I
corporation.
got up at like 7:00 this morning, bro. I can't stop yawning. It's
Yeah,
about
I
time
got
to cut out anyway, because your kid's got to go to school tomorrow. Damn it.
Nope, he's homeschooled now, dude.
Oh, now it's homeschool. It's homeschool now. Oh, I thought it was like coming. I thought it was on the way. Like,
he gets real bad. He gets real bad migraines and shit, so he misses a lot of school for that.
I remember that. I remember the headaches being a thing for the poor young man. Fuck, man, it's supposed to be a girl problem. Fucking headaches. It sucks that you got that. I'm sorry. Not that girls should get that.
Are you a girl?
Hey, don't let him talk. I'm not calling you a girl, bro. I'm not going to listen to your dad give you shit. I've listened to your dad give you shit for years. He's going to be bigger than you. One day you're going to be like, yeah, you know what, Dad? You go clean those fucking rats yourself.
Who are the biggest sellers of hogs on mass scale? Well, what do you consider mass scale?
Well, dude, mass scale. We just saw in MorphMarket there was like 12 of them for sale. So, I mean, there's like a handful for sale in MorphMarket. No, I mean,
next year, I'm going to have probably 700 babies.
Yeah, JMG compares to you how?
JMG is going to have, when I spoke to him on Wednesday, he was sitting at 1,000 babies. But if you're talking like big, huge numbers, it'd be Philippe, and he's at 12,000.
Philippe? Who?
Yeah, Philippe over in Germany.
Oh, he's in Germany.
Yeah, he used to be.
So you mean to tell me there is a larger breeder of North American colubrids in Germany than North America?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. You need to do something about that.
Like the Ballsh and Gourmet. Ballsh don't produce a whole lot of hogs. They produce. They're fucking around with the Lucy, but that's all the Ballsh have. Gourmet, last I heard, doesn't have a whole lot of hogs.
Yeah, and I would imagine not, because their main clients are going to be retailers.
Yeah, and honestly, the hogs take a little more work than a corn or a ball. And when you're on that big,
he's saying like the Ballsh or Gourmet, maybe in size, in production lot sizes, in comparison to. Well, bro, listen, nobody compares to the Ballsh and Gourmet on any number. Period.
Yeah, they produce a lot, dude.
They produce more numbers than any numerable, countable, numerically quantifiable. There you go. Numerically quantifiable companies. They would be at the top of the cut, right? Like that would be it.
So
Justin Mitchum's still in the game. Y'all didn't run him out. So many people try to run him out so many times, bro. He's made a name for himself. He's made a name for himself so many times in this hobby. Do you know that back when I had a reptile photography website, which was in 1997, before I ever had, this is when King Snake started, before I had a company, that Justin submitted a photo to me to be on my reptile photography website. And we were actually friends for a minute until Chad Fuchs called me and was like, do you know Justin Mitchum? And I was like, I know the name. And he was like, how do you know Justin Mitchum? And I was like, I know the name. And I told him how I knew the name. And he was just like, well, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, they had websites in 1997. How old were you, motherfucker? You weren't that young. You were definitely underage. You were definitely underage in 97, so I'm not going to say anything about you in 97.
You were saying Justin Mitchum, like a lot of us
Justin
don't even fool with him. Like he has.
No, a lot of people don't. I mean, a lot of people don't. I think that the Hognose, marketplace.
Now we stay clear. So but back to Quirky was saying that the numbers, referring to the numbers, You've got Dan Eby, John and Mitch from Fathom Hogs, and Junior are all going to be right around 1,000-ish, maybe 1,500.
Okay.
And then you have some other guys here and there that produce higher end stuff, just not as big as those numbers. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, next year I'll have 600-700 babies, and they sell like hotcakes. Like I've had pet stores, hey, will you wholesale? Sure, a ball or a corn. No, I want hogs. I can't help you there. Sorry, dude. Like I'm not going to wholesale a hog that doesn't sit on the shelf very long.
No.
I mean,
it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Especially with me doing all the shows. Like
I need that. Tell them, yeah, we'll wholesale them. You buy 10 of them.
Yeah.
And then they do the same shit, you know? Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So, I mean, yeah, she was 7 years old in 1997. Your dad was jerking off to internet porn when you were 7.
On dial-up.
On dial-up. It was animated GIFs, and they were the same quality animated GIFs they are today, God damn it. Animated GIFs are still very small pornographic bits of loveliness like they were in the 90s when they were invented, when they were the only way to watch a movie and a porn in the same thing. It was only a few seconds, and it was only a few scene changes. Anyway, yeah. That's it. Wayback Machine is funny to look at everyone's old sites. I thought it was funny that I had to look up the fucking commercial from Pepe's Tacos in Chicago from the 80s after Mike's Monitors, after Mike Stefani mentioned Pepe's Tacos. Somebody shared a fucking TV commercial from the same restaurant from 1980, bro.
Oh,
from
shit.
1980 of the same fucking place.
Oh, shit.
And they were just there, like today. Like him and Asher and them just went and ate or yesterday or whatever. And they showed pictures and shit of it all. Because they all live there. They're all fucking spoiled Chicagoan cunts, you know? They all can walk to Tinley. They're all like, oh, we're going to get, you know, a beer and we're going to take a walk to Tinley. They're all like 15, 20 minutes, 35 minutes away. They're all right there.
Honestly, I don't want that. I wouldn't mind being up there, but I don't want that white shit falling out of the sky.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want snow. Like that. Not like those fucks have. No.
I used to live in Gary, or by Gary, Indiana, in Maryville. So
yeah,
I remember when I was a kid, it was like 30 below zero outside. And you're like, what the fuck, dude?
There ain't no way. I don't really see the attraction there at all. Seems like a real pain in the ass. I was watching a show not long ago, and there was a resort owner in like Alaska, and he was a paraplegic. And they showed this dude like being the man about town, just wheeling himself through the snow and shit. And I was like, dude, my hands are miserable in the fucking cold on my hand rims. That motherfucker must be the Terminator. He must be the Terminator. If he ever gets his hands on you, bro, you're dead. You're fucking dead. That dude is a gangster.
His hands gotta like freeze the damn wheel.
I couldn't imagine my hand rims when it's cold. Oh my fucking God. I couldn't do it. Well, gloves. And you get to learn how to navigate in gloves. Yeah. It's definitely, yeah. That's how old I was, Raven. We were 17 in 97. Thank you. We are proudly middle-aged motherfuckers now. So, or over the hill motherfuckers now. So I think we got most of the, I was reading how to climate affect your hog breeding. Well, and that's kind of what I was driving at earlier with the Florida humidity thing. When you told me that you weren't having a tail swelling thing and all that crap, yeah, I got to worry about that. I got to wonder what that's all about.
So I manipulate everything in my room.
You have to artificially cool it in the winter. You have to.
No. For the brumation, I use a big refrigerator like you would at like Dollar General, the sliding glass door ones.
Mm-hmm.
I use one of those, and I put them down in that. But in the room,
what's your temp
for the refrigerator?
Yeah,
50 degrees.
50.
Yeah, if you go much lower, you're going to freeze your animal just because the humidity in the room and the refrigerator. Unlike where like my buddy in Ohio will just turn the whole fucking room off, and it'll be cold, but
yeah,
you can go lower. So, but in my room, I control the heat and the lighting cycle. So the lighting cycle down here, I don't know if you know, I mean, if you notice where you're at too, we're kind of the same way. Our longest day is like 13 hours. To where if you go to Ohio, the longest day is like 15, 16 hours. And that's breeding for them. 12 hours and lower is brumation. So a buddy of mine down in Naples, Mitch Davey, was talking about, hey, dude, let's experiment the light cycle and see if it helps. And so far, I put, you know how you have yours on a timer and
yeah,
I did the same thing for my room. So they come on for 14 hours a day. And it seems like the animals did so much better.
yeah. Most ball python people are completely different though with keeping how I kept. You know
Yeah.
that, because of the way things are, you know.
And actually, like, it would blow up somebody's mind because they always hear you got to keep hogs so fucking hot and shit. I don't even keep my babies on heat, dude.
Yeah,
And they smash food.
that's great. They
So,
should. They
it's-
should. They're a
it's
North
just-
American colubrid that are from places like Colorado and northern
yeah.
Arizona and Big Bend, Texas, where it gets fucking freezing, colder than it gets there, colder than it gets here.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
they do
Absolutely.
just fucking fine. And then
What's up, Carlos? Apparently he had a hell of a live tonight. We still had people in here to talk about hognose, though, you fucker. So you didn't win completely. You didn't slaughter us all. How are you, bro? Good to see you. Glad you popped in. And he's and BNS caught it too. Great live. Good. So look, I'm glad it was great. I'm glad it
Hey,
was great. I'm
so-
sorry that we missed it, but we were busy.
hey, so you did the light cycle for your balls too, right? Like,
I did the light cycle based on what the light was outside, dude.
okay,
we bought the timers on the wall that could
Yeah.
be set. And then we bought when they came out with the daylight saving time upgrade timers, we bought those because I discovered that they were not like, they're not Wi-Fi or anything. They're just
Yeah.
timers, but they've been programmed for just a basic sunrise and sunset change
Yeah.
throughout the season.
Yeah,
And
mine
so
does that, too.
basically, I basically had the light timers operate where it would light the room like outside. Okay. And then my Helix thermostats all had photoelectric eyes that all reverted to 75 degrees at night. And in the winter for ball pythons, we would plug in all of the nighttime drops. And when the lights shut off in the room, all the thermostats would default to 75.
Yeah.
No temperature in the room change or anything. Just let it cool off naturally. Had the heater set at 75 to where the coldest it would get in the room was 75. Right?
So you're just mocking what happens in Africa, basically. I mean,
That's exactly what we were doing because we didn't think ball pythons were just fucking simple when we started. We didn't think that, we thought they were like every other snake that we were trying to breed, every other python, I should say, that we were trying to breed, and that we were going to have to deal with all of these pressure changes and this and that. And honestly, I still think it happens regardless of what you do. Okay, guys? I mean, I really want you guys to know, after watching this collection with an ultrasound machine since 2004, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot because I just shipped off to Brandon Wheeler today. I just shipped off 2 full-grown female diamond pythons to go live the rest of their natural lives in sunny San Diego, California, in an outdoor enclosure with one big male that he has to breed to them that I no longer have because my male died because of his spinal fracture finally caught up to him and he just wouldn't need anymore. I mean, it's fun. He hadn't been able to breed in years because of it, you know, and I was doing my best for him, but it just finally got a hold of him. So he passed away. So it was time, you know, and being in this chat on Off Topic Tuesday a month and a week or two ago with Nick Mutton for that great show. And Brandon was in the show with Nick.
Yeah.
And which is nice because like I'm getting these hognose specific people in your thing, and I got like those Morelia specific people in Nick's thing and the monitor people in Mike's thing. I love doing this for this reason. But
Yeah, I mean,
having talked to him and having Brandon be like, dude, I built this cage outside, you wouldn't believe. It looks so good. And the animals have the natural, like the exact natural temperature they have in Australia. And that's a really hard species to replicate the natural habitat of itself in Australia, because the diamond pythons daytimes in the summertime see 90, 95 degrees. And in the wintertime, it's nighttime see like 45,
Oh shit.
40, 45. Yeah. Stan Shearis would hibernate them in an uninsulated garage in styrofoam ice chests, in like igloo ice chest. He would put his, to keep them stable to where they didn't get like super cold and super hot.
Yeah.
They would just get like cool and stay cool. He put them inside of like actual fucking like marine igloos and stacked them up inside of his garage and let them winter over. And he lived outside of Atlanta. It gets plenty cold there, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
lived
plenty
there,
cold.
so
Yeah, you live there too. Yeah, it gets plenty cold there. So
oh, yeah, you still have ice and snow and shit like that.
oh yeah,
so.
for sure. And that's how he did those. Now, I went on this tangent by tell you that while those animals in 2007, 8, 9, when I was at the old shop,
Yeah.
those animals lived in a ball python room. Ugh, they're yawning again. Animals live in a ball python room. And I never could hibernate them enough. Never, ever, ever. And I'm going to tell you right now that I bred them 3 years in a row with an ultrasound machine, just watching them throughout the year and seeing when their ovaries fired. That's it. That's that. I watched them every fucking year, and I'd ultrasound them, and then as soon as their follicles would be like 12 millimeters, I'd put the male in there. He bred her. They laid eggs. I mean, everybody was like, dude, you got eggs from diamonds in a ball? Yeah, in a ball python room. Never cooled them. Never cooled them once. But they grew up. They were in Louisiana for years and years and years. Hey, and look, get on this subject. For some reason, they jumped on this weird chat subject of crypto because we brought it up earlier, right?
Yeah,
earlier? I know breeders don't like to talk about crypto, but what are your thoughts on it? And Will's Hella Heat said, Quirky, I know a few breeders who take payments as crypto. In fact, if you go to Exotics by Nature on MorphMarket, believe part of the payments store policy. Is that where it is? Where is it?
So
there's payments.
So Quirky was referring to crypto sororium, dude.
Oh, crypto.
Yeah, not
crypto.
Not the coin.
Oh, what are your thoughts on that crypto? Oh, yeah, because crypto in Hognose is huge.
Yeah, so you know what happened to me
That's
about
funny.
that.
Yeah, so ultimately, crypto became probably the reason why Hognose are that fucking valuable still. Because a lot of them died, I would imagine, in that process.
Yeah, so
yeah, let's talk about that.
I mean, as far as the crypto goes,
Crypto
yeah, it's a fucked up thing. It will wipe through your shit just like Nido.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I'm gonna say it without catching flack, but it doesn't. It won't always kill your shit, and it won't always show up all the time either. Like it shows.
It lives in every leopard gecko.
And honestly, a couple breeders and I think that all of them have it.
They probably do. Do you
just,
know that Cryptosporidium can pass the egg wall?
Can it?
Yeah, I believe it can.
Well,
Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I'm not a vet. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure crypto can be passed from mother to baby.
See, I wasn't sure if it could, but man, I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, the egg is a living, breathing thing. So
I'm basing that on the fact that leopard geckos actually live with multiple different strains of symbiotic Cryptosporidium, and that some strains get them from others and die from them and all that. I'm thanking her for saying this. I don't know about that factoid there, Sean. There you go. I'm not 100% sure there, but that geckos have consistently, Sean, that is proven. It is proven. Okay, it is proven that Cryptosporidium can pass from mother to egged embryonic offspring. Not proven. Okay, there you go. Get it right. Get it right, buddy. He said not proven. Okay.
But like you were saying, like
good deal. I will get, this will be one of those topics that the head of the Louisiana State University of Veterinary Science will be asking him on this show when he gets in his hot seat in a couple months.
If you can somehow get Junior, ask him about it.
Yeah, I'd like to hear Junior's perspective on it for sure.
Like I said, a couple of us think that all of them have it. But like Nido, it only flares up when they're stressed out. So if you have them in a shitty ass cage, guess what? They're stressed out.
Well, in other words, when the animal becomes under stress,
yes.
that cryptosporidium is part, what you would say if you were a veterinarian would be, you would say that it is part of the animal's natural flora and fauna of its body, meaning it's always there, like Pseudomonas is always there. Like Pseudomonas is always there, and if you say, that's true. Fecal flies, the forward flies quickly infect neos. And that's definitely in the case of geckos a problem. The flies,
especially in Florida, we have those flies everywhere, dude.
Well, they're everywhere, and if you're feeding a cricket mealworm diet, it's impossible to get rid of them. Like it's impossible to get rid of them. So for a leopard gecko person, it would be extremely difficult. No evidence of vertical transmission for crypto.
To try to help the animals too is before brumation happens in October,
right?
Start deworming animals, and I'll give them Panicure and some other stuff. Not saying that they have anything, but as like a precautionary. Because all the
what are you gonna treat cryptosporidium with?
You're not.
You
can't fix it. But I'm saying this because a lot of the times we get these rodents, and the rodents will harvest shit in there, like
Yeah, I would have a really hard time believing that a captive raised reptile with captive raised rodents would be at an endoparasitic risk.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'd have a really hard time. Like in Florida, if you're open air raising rodents, I get it.
Yeah.
Most other parts of the country, you're not really doing that. So,
I mean, it's just more or less a precautionary thing for that way. It's peace of mind for me too, that I make sure everything is cleaned out and good to go. What is it?
So she said so you have to do the Junior method where there are multiple separate colonies to your collection in a separate building. So the flies within each colony can't transmit crypto or anything else to your younger animals. I see.
Junior's all in one building now, dude.
Ah, okay.
Fucking huge building though, dude. Like, what? Oh, yeah. He got a new building and he's showcasing.
A ball died from helmets a few years ago. I'm not sure. There we are. Pinworms?
Yeah, pinworms can.
Strongyloides. Is that strongyloides worms? Is that right? Pinworms? Strongyloides? Can get into live rats through food. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And crickets. Pinworms and cricket.
Oh, yeah.
Crickets have pinworms. Yeah.
But I mean,
that was a thing. I mean, that was a thing. But it was also a thing that blew up in everybody's hognose home bases too, right? Like all of the big dog hognose guys all had explosive problems all about the same time.
Yeah, I'm not going to get it
wrong.
Yeah, some big people had it.
Yeah, we don't have to talk names, but and some of them were very good friends of mine. Had very bad results.
Nobody was sheltered from a put like that. I mean, a lot of animals got put down. So
right. I mean, it's back to the same Nido with ball pythons thing. It's just like eventually we're going to breed in some things. And so she said she worms a rat collection to knock down a potential worm load in the live fed snakes. Yeah,
I've always compared crypto to like HIV. Like HIV won't kill you, but when you have AIDS and something else along with it, they'll kill you.
Right.
Like something else, like the HIV the crypto will weaken your immune system. You bring something else into it, then you're fucked.
Yeah, and in the way of leopard geckos, I think a lot of times what happens is if animals do get particularly weak, the crypto might not be the cause of the weakness so much as it's thought to be the cause of the weakness, but it really came on as a major, overtaking and stuff in
Yeah.
that. Jessica, we got to get you on a podcast, dude. We got to get you on next Tuesday, maybe, if Graham doesn't want to do it and
then
whatever.
Junior was saying
I
a
was
lot
trying to get her and Jana on at the same time, but honestly, I really don't need to have them on at the same time about podcasting when her and I could just bullshit about this kind of stuff forever. Because, I mean, this is
Junior
good
was
stuff.
saying a lot of the fat tails have it too, like crypto and shit. So,
Yeah.
And honestly,
But then again, a lot of fat tails were raised in leopard gecko rooms, so why wouldn't they have it?
Well, he was saying a lot of wild caughts come in, like all the wild caughts come in.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Probably because of just stress conditions in the shipping.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's stressful as fuck to go across the pond like that, dude. I mean,
yeah, I'd love to do a corn snake episode with you. I think that'd be fun. We can do a corn snake one. But, I mean, this is good too, though, I mean, what do you use for a crypto disinfectant since you guys are a wealth of cryptosporidium information? Since I'm crypto disinfectant over here is anything I invest in.
So what you can use a 12%. 12% will not kill it. I'm sorry. Nothing you can do will kill it, unfortunately.
I find that hard to believe. There's probably some hospital level.
Well, from what I've understood from different vets, nothing.
There's not even a hospital level sanitizing agent that does. I mean, steam, sun, peroxide, or ammonia.
So UV will kill it, but then when you put UV on our fucking tubs,
right?
Our fucking tubs brittle.
Yeah, the tubs are going to be busted, right?
Yeah. So and then you put UV on a damn plastic rack. Guess what happens? That shit fucking warps. You're done.
Well, yeah, but I mean that peroxide, ammonia. There's a few other ways to do it, but yeah, F10 or chlorohexaderm. I was thinking more. I was thinking more along the lines of like a hospital sterilization agent, like what they mop hospitals with.
What I do is
that is fucking kills every fucking thing.
I'll get a big 300-gallon Rubbermaid tote, like the troughs, and I'll put a chlorine tablet in there, and then I'll soak the tubs in there. So they're basically getting a chlorine bleach bath or whatever. And you're
shocking your tubs. It's not a bad idea. Yeah, you can just use fucking shock. You oxidize the fuck out of it. Yeah.
And after I clean it, then I go back and I go one step further and put 12% on there too. 12% peroxide. So I guess I'm going a little over and above, but I'd rather make sure.
Yeah, but for the amount of money you have invested, the amount of time you've got spent at this point, and for you to have been just really getting started when that whole thing just kind of popped off. And you got to see like a bunch of people that were making mad money get decimated. That'll really open your eyes, man.
Dude, I lost 60 grand with animals last year, dude. That was a hard fucking hit.
Dude, I've had that pill to swallow when I shipped out a $100,000 box of babies that died. But I mean that was moot because it was babies in a year that I had lots of babies. But I mean, to have a giant part of my collection die like that, it would be really.
Well, mine died off because we bought this property up here. We weren't living on it yet, but I had the snakes here, and I didn't know what the hell's going on. Like nothing changed, but from Tampa to North Florida, and I had animals that looking like shit, started dying. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then it dawned on me to check the water. Yeah, my well water had bacteria.
Okay.
So my dumbass was used to city water, not well water.
Right.
And dude, I smoked like 60 grand with animals. Dude, I was like depressed for a while, bro. I didn't want to fucking talk to anybody. I didn't want to tell anybody what happened. But then it's like, you live and learn, like what not to do kind of thing, So it was a hard hit, don't get me wrong, but I also learned from it too. So, I got set back a little bit, but I got some good friends that, helped pick me back up too. So,
yeah, that's good. That's good. And ultimately that happens, right? I mean, and it doesn't, it happens in the aquarium world a little bit. People reefers get each other back up some, but not like that. Not like reptile people do. Not like reptile people do. That's still a very unique thing for us.
Well, now I've got
Nihilist.
I guess you could say partner. She and I worked together from that person that you recommended me to first get started with. We won't say his name.
Yeah.
She got screwed over too.
Right.
So what she and I do now is every year I give her some babies. She gives me some babies.
That's beautiful.
If my shit goes down, I can call her, hey, look, I really need something. And without a doubt, she'll drop what she's doing and she'll help me. Vice versa. I'll do the same for her. Like,
yes, indeed.
I mean, yes, I gave her, and Arlington, I probably gave her 10,000 worth of animals. I'm like, hey, look, take them, you know.
Yeah.
It'll help me because if something happens, I can call you up.
Oh, no doubt. I got what was a $3,000 piece of coral sitting in a guy's tank across the lake, still growing.
Sure.
And my shit would have been dead, you know, when Ida would have died. But, you know,
she
take it.
She hooked me up with spotteds and Golans. So I've got a pair of both of those. The spotteds are fucking assholes, dude.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Little fucking pricks.
They're the worst of all that whole group, though.
But the Angolans have kind of grown on me. I love the Angolans.
Yeah, Angolans are great. Angolans are wonderful.
So,
there's nothing wrong with Angolans.
But yeah, so like I said, she and I are just, her name's Karen Binker. She's out of Killeen, Texas. So if anybody's looking for anything, that's where you're at.
Karen's Karen's good people. You know,
she came from the dog breeding world, like, and she's just a phenomenal person. She'll actually be vending with me in Arlington in, was it March or May?
March. Yeah, March.
So we got the same 4 tables there. Matt and I got last time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've only got 40-ish hogs left from this year. So I won't have a whole lot left. So she's going to come take one of my tables.
Yeah. You're going to run out.
Oh, God, yeah. Between now and then, we got Lafayette, Slidell.
Yeah, I don't remember things selling like that, though.
What's that?
That's good that they're selling that good. In a time like this, that they're selling that well, that's great. It's a great species to be in.
Like I said, I do better with the hogs than the damn balls for sure. But
yes, indeed. So Mike piped up and says that this podcast is gold. Put crypto and hogs in the title, and these views will go up. I'm just expecting you guys to hit the like and the subscribe button, and let it happen. That it happens the way it happens. I'm trying not to get too much clickbaity stuff going on like that, and just kind of get in these chats and us just roll with it. You know.
You see what I worked for a hog breeder.
Oh, Jillian, I work for a hog breeder whose animals never change tubs except to go up size. Once a tub was a hog's, a different animal never went in it. So I guess keeping it the way it is, you know, not putting other animals in the tubs and stuff like that.
I guess I would wonder, where'd you put the animal when you were cleaning it? Because if you put it into a tub with everything else in that same damn tub, you're defeating the purpose of keeping the same tub.
Well, that's true. But at the same time there, yeah. I think she was more or less saying that they would only use the tubs for hogs at that point, not other species of reptiles.
So Quirky asked about the bacteria in the water. So basically, I just bleached the well. I mean,
that's it.
And then now I've got
just chlorinate the tap water.
Yeah, now I've got a reverse osmosis system with a 7-stage filtration on it with a UV on it. So I'm trying to fucking kill everything I possibly can.
Yeah, you're trying to kill everything you can. Hopefully you're not deionizing that water, though. That's drinking water, right? Yeah, that's drinking.
Oh, yeah. It's
not aquarium water. Drinking water.
So
you'd kill your snakes with aquarium water.
Yeah, so what room are you in
Gabe,
right now?
Fucking Gabe worked for me for fucking like 3 months and was feeling really bad all the time. And I'm like, and I saw him fill up his water bottle at the fucking roadie hose in the shop.
God.
And I'm like, bro, that's deionized water. You're fucking killing yourself right now. Like you're desalinating yourself. You're demineralizing yourself. What room am I in right now? This is the old office. Like this is this was the BOA room extension. This is where the room with the window.
Oh, where the safe's at.
Where the safe was. This room's just a studio room now. It's just a studio room now. That's it.
So when I build that new building, I want to do like your plywood aquarium.
have it. Just come get it.
I mean, like I want to have like a little.
Gotta put some new bulkheads in. I'm ready to take it out.
Yeah. Change gloves.
Take it out. Yes, indeed. Change gloves. Every animal, dude, was paranoid about things like crypto. You had to be. You had to be paranoid about that.
I wonder who that breeder was though that she's referring to.
I'll let you know after. We're not talking
Oh,
about it. She's obviously keeping it quiet. I'll find out. Let you know. Yeah, it's all good.
mean,
I'm gonna let it wind down because I gotta get out of here, bro. My body's killing me right now.
What are you still breeding? Corns?
I have. So I just dropped 2 male Brazilians on female Brazilians today.
Oh, nice. Is that a 1-in-1?
Yeah, corns. Yeah, sure. Corns, mountain kings, various king snakes. I don't know. It'll all be for sale on MorphMarket here in the next month, probably.
She's not telling you shit anymore, bro.
She's not telling you shit anymore, Sean. That's fine. She will. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all good. She will. Yeah, dude. I don't know where it's headed, man. It just depends on what goes on with species and stuff. Like I'm always trying to, like, I'm growing up so much stuff. I always feel like I'm growing up stuff. You know, I never feel like I'm actually getting somewhere, but that's probably just because I've been taken out of production the last few years completely.
Man, honestly, after I've seen Lee come to the fucking shows with a shit ton of shit on his table, and he'll be the only one selling anything.
Lee Hingle?
No.
Lee.
Okati.
Lee Abbott.
Yeah, there you go.
Lee Abbott.
I mean,
but he's got an old name, and he's Okati.
Oh yeah, dude. He's got some badass shit. Him and his the guy that goes with him, his name's Bud.
Yeah.
And they sold Tristan some pretty cool shit here lately, like the scaleless palmetto shit. And, yeah, Abbott. Sorry about that.
Yeah, Lee Abbott.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He goes to a lot of the Florida shows. I talk to him there a lot. Pretty nice little guy.
Yeah, he's always been a nice guy. For being an old school guy that's been around the game as long as I've been around, because he was a huge name in corn snakes when I was trying to become a name in corn snakes back in the day.
I don't think he realizes how big he really is. Like he's down to earth.
He realizes how big he is. He doesn't realize how big corn snakes are.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize that he's got fans in fucking Australia, you know.
Oh yeah.
Where he can't ever even send us a corn snake. And Will piped up and said, Lee Hingle's a great dude with some heat. Yeah, Lee doesn't live far from here. And honestly, I haven't had Lee on here yet because I was going to wait until I had an in-studio opportunity to interview Lee, you know, to where he could just come in and sit with me because he lives in Picayune.
That's what we should do when I pass by you sometime, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm not prepared for it, so don't. I've only got one microphone, unless you're buying me a new mic. My sponsors.
Last time.
Huh?
I thought you had some from last time.
I mean, I do, but I want to use this one. I want to use the one that sounds good. I'm not using 2 mismatched microphones. That would sound like shit. That would sound like some podcasts out there that aren't recorded with very much quality.
Are you throwing
There's a lot of that. So yeah, man, this has been quality. Thank you a lot. I'm glad we were able to carry on tonight as long as we were.
Problem,
and cover up and uncover some topics of conversation that were incredibly interesting to some of these few people that were here, you know. I mean, and so, you know, between Jessica Hale from Hold Back Rack podcast
yeah, so like Corky, if you have questions or anybody have questions, you can hit me up whenever you want. I mean, I'm very open. I don't mind talking to anybody. So like if you have more questions about the hog noses or crypto or whatever, just hit me up.
Yeah, for sure.
Man. Like,
everybody will know. And I really hope that these shows have panned out as well as they seem. Like they all seem to be great. You know, I mean, I don't have you listened to anything other than, have you listened to any of them?
I wish you would have fucking had I'm going fucking blank right now. Fucking Canada.
Oh, Mark Mandic?
Marcus, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish he would have gotten more on there, but his internet went out.
That just makes him indebted to us for another show in the near future.
There you go. I'm
That's
looking
all.
forward to the Ozzy and the Bob stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually missing a jambalaya party for the Ozzy interview this Friday because they have a setup at the Reef show. They have a whole setup night party thing for vendors. But whatever. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I will miss them being there, but it's Ozzy. So I'm not gonna even try to bump that. I'm just trying to get through this month with good guests and continue to go forward, you know?
Yeah.
So
I'll hit you up later on with somebody else, see what you think about them, but
yeah, for sure.
The prison Wi-Fi.
Sure. Yeah, prison Wi-Fi was sketchy that night. Yeah, dude, that shit was ridiculous.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
That.
I heard your Nick Markham one. Yeah, Nick Markham one was really good, dude.
Yeah, Nick was good. It's all been good. I don't know anything that's really sucked. You know, I mean, it felt like pulling teeth out of my boy over in the UK though, but he worked a long day, so I have no doubt he was tired as fuck. The podcaster. Yeah, Tom Wolfe, the podcaster. He was tired. But, you know.
What about
killing your phone battery because I'm about to be killing it because, hey, dude, I got to go. It's 2 hours and 35 minutes into this. We got to stop. We got to quit. I can't upload this if we don't stop.
Well, you better stop.
I'll run over time.
We'll have to do it again some other time, dude.
Oh, we'll definitely do it again some other time. Honestly, this is my favorite podcast currently. Get the likes up, everybody, because he learned about some shit in this one. He actually had an episode he gave a fuck about on this one. You know that? Yeah.
And when shit comes out of information, I'll pull some shit out and show you, but everything's kind of getting ready to go down now. So
TSK has a daughter that's involved in their operation. One of their kids got involved.
Yeah, Summer, dude.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think it's Summer Snakes on MorphMarket, I think, dude.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, she's been doing some good shit, dude.
Their parents are Dan and Colette Sutherland.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That's still a snake keeper. That's still the snake keeper's daughter.
Well, she's trying to do it on her own, though. So, you know, give her some credit.
Well, maybe she'll do it, and she'll talk her mom into doing it. Because I already reached out to her fucking dad about asking her mom to do it.
How about that one down in Naples? You need to get them on.
That's not happening. I'll get her on. She just had a birthday. She just had a birthday yesterday, or the day before yesterday.
Or how about Eugene?
He will not. He will not.
Yeah, I've already tried that one too.
He will not. That will not, and I will not chase him because honestly, I'm not that interested. I'm really not.
I've asked him in person too at the shows, and
I'm really not that interested. Summer Snakes produces quality gophers and bulls. Oh, she doesn't do ball pythons. She breeds pituophis.
Yeah, she has some.
Oh, okay, then that's different. Yeah, she's breeding the American West. I'm fine with that.
Honestly, I'm thinking about getting a few bulls here and there.
Now I know who to contact when I want to sell these Christmas Mountain gopher snakes.
I know somebody who probably want
my Mexican pines. Yeah, well, it might come to that.
I might be getting indigo, an eastern indigo, because in Florida, if you hatch them, you cannot sell them, but you can gift them.
You can gift them.
So
only to Florida State residents.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll probably be getting a buddy of mine down at Lakeland. I'm sure you know who he is, but he
probably not. Probably.
I'm sure you do. That's how Bob bought his collection out like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Him and Steve bought it out together.
Yeah, Randy would be a good guy to have on. Randy bought out Maki and bought all her puzzle stuff out and everything. He'd be a good guy to have on.
Hey, did your collection come to Florida? You ain't got to say the name or anything.
Yeah,
but
my collection went to Florida, went to Brad. Snakes and stuff. Okay. Yeah, Brad bought it.
Yeah,
I bought a few secret. Ain't no secret.
I bought a few things. I buy bedding and some rodents from him. He bought rodents on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. And indigo are amazing snakes. That's for sure. I agree. I still don't know that I would own one, just because I don't think I'd want to clean up after it. But
they're fucking messy and shit, dude. Ain't gonna
lie. They just shit constantly. They shit constantly. They're like a retic that metabolizes 5 times faster.
They're like a retic that metabolizes like a hognose.
Yeah. It's fucking atrocious. So
That's why.
Well,
but
good
that's why
deal.
you got kids.
I'm happy. Yeah, that's why you got kids. And that's why you got kids that you talk into homeschool. So they can clean more cages. Ha.
There you go.
Homeschool education. You know what you'll learn, kiddo? To get a job working for somebody, punching a clock. Where you get off work and I told my daughter yesterday, I was like, I think you will make more money working for yourself than you'll make working for somebody else. And then when you get tired of doing all that work, you go work for somebody else. I told her the other day, I was like, please don't follow in your dad's footsteps. Please go to school and get a job and really, really, you spend your extra money on this so that your retirement looks like my 20s and that your retirement doesn't look like
like your banana money,
like my 40s. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that won't happen again. Because that won't happen again.
It needs to happen again, but
that won't ever happen again. That lightning will never strike again. I do not see it happening again. I think if it was going to happen again, it happened already. And I think it hadn't happened, and it ain't going to happen. So,
yeah.
On that point right there, let's cut it out. See you, Tristan. Enjoy your homeschooling. Learn how to tell him to leave you alone when he's giving you a hard time.
I was good with him tonight, dude.
Yeah, you were. You were really good with him tonight. That's why I didn't put too much attention on the kid, because I don't want you to beat on him too much.
You could have razzed on him for the steak and shake incident.
I already mentioned it.
Yeah, I know. That was on Chris's show, wasn't it?
Chris's show. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right. Well, good night, gentlemen. Hey, hang on for a minute. Hang tight in the chat for just a second, okay?
All right, cool, man.
Dial you out. Good night. Well, everybody, there it was. 2 hours and 40 minutes. I don't know if we can get more interesting people on these shows, because then we will be running out to 3 hours, and that's not okay. If I'm doing this show twice a week, it's not okay to go 3 hours long. So I'm thankful that you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Fries. I appreciate you coming on and jumping in with that comment. And all of you that found value like Quirky, thank you a lot. And I would love to bring back more of these people. So keep these comments coming. Keep them coming. Josh Hardy to talk about shows and corns. Have a whole back rack podcast host over here to talk about corns, and maybe even some veterinarians on to talk about the real problem with Cryptosporidium, and just more data on how we can protect ourselves and our collections from things like that. So yeah, Limey will make your year if he does a live. Limey would make my fucking life, actually, if he did a live. That would be probably, with exception to my late friend Ben Rennick, my number one heralded thing. Yeah, I would love that. I don't think it'll ever happen. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I don't know. You're welcome, Raven. Hold back my last yawn. Oh, I just staved it off. So I'm going to hurry up and get the fuck out of here before I have to yawn again. All right. Let me just cue this up real quick so I can get the fuck out of here. Good night.